I cannot for the life of me snap with these gloves. I am so sorry. Imagine that I snapped. And also you just hurt me twice in the background. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Today, we are starting The Witcher 3 Lorethrough without snaps, but with the Yennefer cosplay. The robes are a bit long. Hi. I can't scroll up very well either. If you're wondering, you can't do anything with these gloves. That's okay, right? Yeah, you're okay with this. I can even put on a headset, but I didn't want to put on a headset until you saw the cosplay because I worked very hard on this. At least the lenses are on point. I have a question for you. If only one character of the entire Witcher universe besides Geralt, Ciri, Yen, and Triss could appear in The Witcher 4, who would it be and why would it be Yorvith? Why do you answer your own question? Yes, it would be Yorvith. Of course it would be Yorvith. Is that even... that can't... You know what? That's not a question. That's a statement. Good morning, everybody. I will not be scrolling up today. Also, because I can't, I will be taking off these gloves when I start playing. Because otherwise, I can't play the game. Thank you for liking cosplay. Good morning, Raven. You are very early. You're very early. I have a plan.
Salty bits.
It looks great.
I have salty bits. Thank you for the bits, yo girls. Thank you very much. I have a plan for the Lorethrough. I have set a schedule for myself. I have candy. Well, thank you very much for the resub! Another month of sub and the start of Witcher 3 Lorethrough. This is such a wildly requested topic, I can't even tell you. Tatsi! Thank you also for the resub! Welcome back! Sure you don't want to mash 6 buttons at the same time in this game? You don't?
My salty bits.
Witcher 3 Lorethrough high.
Thank you for the Fetties Loneliest! And also, hi New! Hello, good morning! Thank you very much for the resub also. How are you doing? Hope you upload your playthrough on YouTube. I will upload it on YouTube, and if you are on Patreon and Ko-fi, I will make an effort to cut it up into more manageable bits. I will cut things like this out of it so you can just see the Lorethrough bits. So as I was saying, because I completely forgot my train of thought, as I was saying, I have set a goal for myself for something about salty bits. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. I'm very glad that you all like that cosplay very much. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for 50s also. I'll be sending you the Roach action figures soon as well. Roach has an action figure? That's amazing. I love that, actually.
Who shall suck my salty bits?
It's happening, Jin's cool, Jin's grin, Jin's stir.
I didn't know you were that hyped for The Witcher 3 Lorethrough. Holy shit! Jesus! 15,000. Somebody screenshot this hype train. What? What? Ice, thank you for paying my rent this month. What the hell? I'll buy another cosplay, I guess. Trying to get the hype out of the way. Yes. For if there are things that I'm going to talk about that are like in the floor, I will disable the sound on all of the alerts, just so you know. Just so you know. I literally just got here and there's now a level 5 hype train.
Yen cosplay is outstanding.
The stream has gone mad. We just got here. I also just got here. Robertson, thank you very much. I'm very glad everybody likes the cosplay. I do have pants. Hold on, I do have pants. I know that this is a very strange for streamers, but I do also have pants. I have Yennefer pants. I opted not to get the dress because I have to ride horses, presumably. The pants came with legs. Yes, the pants came with legs. I told them I was a streamer, and they said, "Who shall suck my salty bits?" That's what they said when I asked them the question. Jesus Christ, everybody! Thanks you so much. have you all had a get together or something? Is this a focused assault or what the hell? I shall not complain, but I shall be confused. Also, have you noticed that my apple juice, it's not really apple juice? It's fake apple juice. If you've been on my stream long enough, you know what this actually is. All the biddies. We have nearly a 2,000% hype train. Has anyone even ever seen a 2,000% hype train?
My salty bits.
It isn't even noon. Thank you for biddies, DC. Also, hello, good morning. Am I gonna lose my voice before I even start talking about The Witcher? Imagine. You're tearing. Thank you, Geralt. You are tearing me apart. Honestly, that is the best alert for The Witcher Lorethrough, isn't it?
I'd like
Doc Cockle yelling about tearing me apart.
for 2.
Pelico, thank you so much for the gift subs as well, and welcome back, Tyrion. Let me just toss this in. Are you saying toss a coin to your Witcher?
Cheers for the apple.
To your Twitcher? Oh my god. I was gonna just what?
I hate portals.
Come on.
Who shall
Yeah.
suck my salty bits?
We're okay, Jinx, fine.
I'm not fine. I am. Jesus Christ. If everyone has lost their mind, thank you for losing your mind in my chat specifically. It is so cool of you to lose your mind here on this day. Also, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much for, what did it end up on? A 2,396% hype train? Nailed it! I do need a hydrate. Holy shit. I'm gonna buy some very fancy cakes for this month. Everyone is so excited. Well, apparently Ice has been waiting for this for 3 years. Has it actually been? When did I upload the last Witcher lore through? Was that was The Witcher 2 was my last lore through. Has it been 3 years? Is fake apple juice wine? It is not. There is one drink that I drink a lot on stream. And that is what it is. Hello, dyslexic. Hello. Just literally, y'all tossed so many coins to your Twitcher. I would say I'm not okay, but I'm actually very okay. I'm actually extremely okay. I don't think I've been more okay this whole month. Happy lore through. I was gonna explain how the lore through was gonna work, and then a train happened, and now here we are. Everyone is so excited for the lore through that they decided to break you so you couldn't actually do it today. No, I have goals. I have goal sets for where in the main quest I want to be before I end the stream, which, yeah, that might be a very long stream. We'll see. I have set very reachable goals. I have made a list of the side quests that I definitely want to check out because I think they have interesting little lore bits, and I'm gonna talk about stuff that's not book related as well, theory wise, because I think everybody already knows I have a lot of Witcher theory stuff going on too. Hi Lucy, hello. Sorry, I don't normally call people out, I'm sorry. I did not mean to. Well, now I did already. Thank you for the follow. I will lose my mind as well, but I'm currently getting my round behind kicking Elden Ring. That is fair enough. This is a dream come true. I didn't know that everyone was this excited about the lore through. I'll be honest. I thought it was just something that a few people might want to see, considering. She lost her train of thought. I did lose my train of thought. Yes. May 15th, 2020 was the last lore through episode. Oh my god. It has actually been a very long time. Have a good lurk. Thank you, Lucy. I'm glad everyone likes likes the outfit. It is not comfortable. Everyone who tells you that some cosplays are comfortable, they're lying to you. They're definitely lying. Been waiting for it since your Witcher 2 Lorethrough ended? I am so sorry. I think after this, the only one I haven't, like, recorded, because the Blood and Wine was a first playthrough, but also a bit of a lore through, because I couldn't stop talking about lore, is Hearts of Stone! Is Hearts of Stone. There you go. Scar, thank you so much for using Prime here. Hello, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Will you include the behind the scene stuff from the devs or just the lore? There are a few things that I want to talk about because for the people who are unaware, I think most people are aware of this at this point, there is a lot of cut content in The Witcher 3. And what most people like to bring up is the Yorvith cut content, but that is by far not the only thing that got cut. And some of the quests I was very excited for, and I'm quite sad that they didn't add it, but they might do something with it in the next Witcher. You never know. You never know. There is another one. Yen endures for fashion. It's true. It's true. Did you sleep well? Because I can see your ibex a bit. Hollow, never say that to anybody ever. Not a single person in the entire universe wants to hear that. Literally no one. You mean the greatness we were robbed of? Yes. Yes. Oh my god. I am still salty about it. The only moment that I heard of Yorvith a second time was in Thronebreaker. And I had so much hope. I had so much hope. And then there was none, actually. There was no Yorvith. And I cried for the rest of my day, but I still really enjoyed Thronebreaker. Thank you for the follow. Hello, welcome in. Yorvith will no doubt be spoken about, maybe just a little. There is a point that I want to show you guys as well. I uploaded this to YouTube at some point. There is one moment in The Witcher 3 where they mention Yorvith, but actually that's already been disproven as a rumor because there's a bunch of elves that talk about Yorvith. But the devs, CD Projekt already said, no, he's fine actually. Yorvith is confirmed alive, and the elves are talking about how he's not. But I still want to show you because that's actually something a lot of people seem to have missed, which, you know. There is another, yes. I guess this is actually just us hyping up for The Witcher 4, which is very, very, very far away still. I do have purple eyes, yes. Yeah, I went out for these on Saturday.
My salty bits.
Finally, Jin's laugh.
I announced The Witcher Lorethrough, and ICE robbed 5 banks. He robbed 5 banks and said, you can have it. You can have the 5 banks. ICE, seriously? If you want another request outside of this one, you can have another one, obviously. Thank you for the follows also. Ciri skating on ice? That's kind of in there, but it's a specific ending. The only time you can say that is if they directly actually ask you, do I have sleeping bags currently? Yes, pretty much. She totally has purple eyes, very committed to the cosplay. Yeah, I went to the doctor and I said, listen, I have a lore through to do, and the eyes must be purple. Have I enough time to make myself a nice bowl of ice cream? I am starting very soon, but you should be fine. I will wait until you're back. I don't know that much about the cut content, so that could be fun. Yes, there's one specifically that I really liked. It's Leshen related. I really liked that one, and they cut it. So I was very upset. Thank you, Dalton. Thank you very much. Thank you for the follow, also. Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. They actually have been. They actually have been. And he'll do it again. Apparently he did. He did it 3 times. He doesn't stop. I'm disappointed because Yorvith was spoken about in Thronebreaker, and that seemed to be where they were going to take the story if they made another Witcher Tales game. Yes, so The Witcher Thronebreaker unfortunately didn't do very well, even though I really enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed Thronebreaker. If you haven't played it yet, I can highly recommend playing through it at least once. And I also thought that perhaps the next episode of the Thronebreaker likes would have Yorvith in it, and because it didn't do well, they didn't make another one, which is why I'm hoping that he'll instead show up in The Witcher 4. And I know we have no reason to believe that yet, but I hope so anyway. Time to retitle the stream chat throws money at the streamer until she stops talking about The Witcher. My precious number 1. Request expeditions, Rome, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Excuse me? Request a streamed Witcher 2 playthrough. It's all up to Ice, really. Ice just took over the all-time Bidley. Did he actually? Yo, you beat Tranquil! Oh my god! I thought that was just never going to happen, I'll be honest. Here's one hell of a reason to come up for Under a Rock. Hello, Ellis! Hello, my fellow Witcher knower of Witcher things. I don't know anything about The Witcher outside of the show and little blurbs of the game. Well, am I about to blow your mind? We have a lot to talk about. I think I will also, even for the characters that I've talked about in The Witcher 1 and 2 Lorethrough, I will give a little bit of a recap, I think, because a lot of the lore stuff I already talked about in previous Lorethroughs as well. Obviously, there's like little bits that jump out, but just in case, I'll give everybody a refresher for a little bit. Thank you for the follow. I like brown eyes, but I have to say the purple look nice. I know, don't they? I quite like them on me, actually. They look reasonably normal. Thank you very much for the resub, Puffabayu. Hello, welcome in. Good morning. Yorvith not being in The Witcher 3 is even funnier when you realize his voice actor. I am gonna show the people that quest. I'm gonna show people that one quest where you meet the priest. The priest is objectively the worst Yorvith voice because it's the priest of the eternal fire. And then it's a Yorvith voice. Or some say cousin. Graying, hello! Welcome in! Thank you for the resub. Good morning. Congrats on the trivia show over at Gwentfinity. You just finished watching? Yes. Yes. I will not... Oh, actually, I guess that is already a spoiler. Yes. The final trivia show for Gwentfinity is out if you want to go and check it out on their channel. And also, thank you for the follow. Hello. This cosplay is top notch, isn't it? I was gonna make some more pictures, but I didn't really have time. And this, the collar has a hard time staying put. The collar is like, I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, etc. I'd go into my theories for the next Witcher game. We are going to talk about that on the podcast as well, Raven. I will send you the list because Raven and I are going to have the podcast on Thursday. This Thursday we'll have a podcast. The next one won't, but the one after that will. And I think that the Witcher Lorethrough is going to be about 13 episodes. We will see. About 13. Oh, thank you, Bowman. Thank you. I have a lot of other games and universe knowledge. I refuse to get into a game that I haven't played the rest of them. That's fair. I do have a Witcher 1 and 2 Lorethrough also. It's funny how the purple looks reasonably normal and the red looks totally normal. You must have a face for weird eye colors. I guess I do, and I'm okay with that. Thank you for the follow. I'll pass Tranquil eventually, but now I'll just be retaking the second place. Honestly, this is a good day, as Borja would say. Do you like the show? I'm sorry, I'm not a huge fan of the show, unfortunately, but I will be able to tell you everything about the books and the games, if that is your fancy. You would do the cosplay as well! You have to give me 3 options, and I will pick one of them. I will pick one of the cosplay options. A vacation for a week, excellent. Excellent news. Jim's your success. 33 episode if we keep on talking like in any other game. Yeah, well, that's why I'm not doing a full 1 hour long just chatting segments. Thank you for the follow. Hello. And also, hello, welcome in, Yasp. Hello. Good afternoon. Good time zone. It's ambitious, but I do think it'll go quicker because streams are longer than previous Lorethrough episodes. They will be, absolutely. And also because I have obviously planned out my route a little bit so that we can get to all of the story bits. A German Mutanti Schemetzgern? Is her, please, you are actually tearing me apart, Lisa. Rapid, thank you so much for the gift subs. Thank you very much. The cat is sleeping when she shows up to put hair on my cosplay. I will give her the cat candy of a lifetime. There's teleporting so we don't have to run about swamps. I installed a mod for instant teleporting for wherever I am. I did that. I also have a mod to remove fall damage because I am not dealing with Geralt's brittle knees syndrome. I'm not. Grant, hi! Welcome in! Good afternoon. Good Time zone. How much Gwent will you be playing? I have told myself I'm not gonna do Gwent, but I'm maybe a little bit. I know that if I do Gwent, I will just be doing Gwent for the rest of my life again. I might do some off stream just cause I really like Gwent. I'm official bankruptcy, but you get to do a cosplay though. Let me know which other options you have. It can't be Ciri, and Ciri. But I think it'll probably be Ciri anyway. Honestly.
Yay!
Oh, graying! What the heck? Why did that show up there? We'll take it. We'll take it. Guys, I'm never gonna get to my Lorethrough like this. Kasumi, welcome back. Thank you for the resub. Hello. Good afternoon also. Hello. We should have kept the snacks bar off to see how much we passed it. Imagine. It is now a deep forest green. We've been doing the DLCs too. No. Not at the moment. There's no plans for that. Blood and Wine actually exists as a playthrough on my backup channel. If you're interested in seeing me play through Blood and Wine, because I actually uploaded my first ever playthrough on YouTube for that. The only one that I will not have done is Hearts of Stone. And I did talk about a lot of lore in the Blood and Wine playthrough also. So 100%. Listen, I just wanna do a little bit of Gwent. You'll have to time out everyone who's upset about that. Sorry. You can get auto-win Gwent mod? No! Imagine! Imagine not playing Gwent though. Come on. Imagine not playing it. Gwent is a good lore place. A lot of characters there. Yeah, that's why I have to do Gwent. Because of the lore in the Gwent. There's a lot of lore in the standalone Gwent, so there technically is a quest that requires some Gwenting. There is. I'm not sure I'm gonna do those because it's not very lore heavy. So I made, like I said, I made a list of the secondary quests because I'm not gonna do every single quest like I did in The Witcher 1 and 2 Lorethrough. Why? Because that will be, if rushed, and it will not be rushed because I keep talking, rushed, it's like 160 hours. So we're not doing that. Sorry. You're set for the month to make whatever content you want. I can literally, listen, I am working on an Onimusha video and it's basically just fully funded at this point. I wrote several banks. Yorvith is always the answer. It's true. Well, thank you, Kasumi. Thank you very much. Clearly, your lore knowledge has been missed in the Witcherverse. Apparently so. I don't make YouTube videos about it anymore. So it's now, I guess it's Twitch now. I guess I'm a Twitcher? Time me out because my 3-head doesn't understand Gwent. I will make you understand Gwent. Anyone who doesn't play Gwent has forfeit their soul to Gunter, which is Gonter Odim's very angry Gwent brother. Graying, thank you very much for the gift sub. Alice, you can use Yorvith again. F for the ordained, cutest card art in Witcher 3 still absent for Gwent Online. You know what the one card is that I really wish they'd add to standalone Gwent? Is still, and I've said this many times, is Essie Daven. Essie Daven. Where is she? Where is she? Is it really a Lorethrough if it's not 100%? I am not going to every single chest in Skellige's waters. I will not do it. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. There's also a lot of quests that are just like monster killing quests, which they're interesting on their own, but they're not lore heavy in any way, really. Be longer than a Persona playthrough. I would literally be doing that all year. Thrilled for the Onimusha video? I am also. It might be 3 hours long. We'll see. Shadow say, Shani or Ciri? I'm gonna write that down real quick. Shadow say, Ciri or Shani? Okay. I will have a little look. I'm looking forward to the Onimusha video too. I'm having a hoot with it, I'll be honest. I don't think Skellige Contraband is among those worthwhile lore-wise. I really don't. The interesting notes also don't always have lore. Actually, most of them don't, but they are interesting stories in and of themselves. Oh, the chest lore, yes. Requested Jinsey checks all the Skellige chests and places. You'd be so bored because I'd be bored. Some Leshy action is always good. There will be Leshen. Because there's one quest that I definitely want to do. I went for the 100% completion in my last Witcher 3 game a few months back. Skellige was awful. I know. I would just be bored. I need to know the lore of each Skellige ship and how and when they sank. Couldn't tell you because it's not in the books. Aha! If the cat comes by, she's sleeping on her little, over on her little blanket. I think you should do a 100% scan all of Skellige seas underwater to look for interesting potential lore bits in the bottom of the sea. Imagine? Did you hear about the last Witcher secret discovered? Oh, you mean when she dies? Or you find her dead after like several years in game time? That one? So the project messed with the threesome questline? Shani should have been there to be completely believable. Shani is the only smart woman because she leaves. That's the smart thing to do. Have you ever thought the characters in Witcher 3 be playing Gwent and look at each other and be like, so you're a spy, huh? And that character flipped the table and ran If Ciri had played Gwent from the start, she would have known about Stefan Skellen. I'm just saying. Gwent saves lives. I'm sure that the monsters will have some incredible lore when they talk about their life story, having penned it with a fancy quill. Every single time I read a note of someone who was dying, I'm like, and you took the time to write it down? I would not be bothered. I would simply die. I always have 100% have beat this game like 8 to 9 times. I'm just not interested in diving. 7 years, but apparently the Easter egg isn't really quite working and you need to use a command to enable it? Oh, really? So it's broken. Yeah, I did see her T-pose. Harold is canonically constantly broke, a poor prospect for a long-term relationship, and among other things. But also, he's never there. I think Shani said something like, I want to come home and complain about my job, and you wouldn't be there, because he really wouldn't be. He'd be gone, slaying monsters somewhere. Anyway, on that bombshell, we are going to start today, because otherwise we're never starting. Period. So let me turn on the sound on the Geraldo of Rivia. If you're wondering why everything is off, it's because I record stuff for the Witcher stories. You can be a bit louder. I love this song. A bit more louder. A bit more louder? A little bit more louder? If you don't love this song, I don't even know you. I do not know you. Shani can tell her like, yeah, no, that's true, exactly. It's true. If you want to see my... I have a lot to say. We're going to start a new one. We're going to start a fresh start only. We're going to do just the story because we don't do fighting. No, thank you for the tutorials. So I am going to simulate it because I think I don't have a Witcher 2 save on this computer. No, I do. It's just a whole lot of them. And I have no idea which one I would want to use. I'll be perfectly honest. All of them? All of them? Yes, you're a very big man. Not as strong as Yennefer, though. Too bad. So sad. Also, let me know if you want me to turn up the sound, cause it might be a bit low. Carol's like, yeah, that's a dead horse. That's a dead bloody horse. Okay, let me turn it up a little bit. The sound is always low in cinematics, yes, unfortunately. Thank you for the follow. Look at our tracker boy! I love when she does the magic here, I just really do. I love this part. This part slaps. This part slaps so hard. Yeah, they didn't make it, buddy. They didn't make it. They have gone and died. The music also slaps really hard. Get it, girl? Look at that, look at that. Look at my girl. How can you not choose her? Yeah. It's so cool. She's so cool. Hey, you run away. You better run away. Isn't the cinematic she has curlier hair? She does. Yeah, for a lot of people don't know this, but Yennefer actually went through a few iterations in terms of her look in The Witcher 3. She had a lot, I think for me, she had a much cutesier look and a lot curlier hair in the previous iteration. It's a bit closer to this. I want to say something about this real quick in a minute, but I know Geralt's gonna talk, so give me a second. You can also find that actually outside. Let me close the window so no one interrupts us. People come through the window all the time, you know how it is. Little snoozy boy. Oh. The famous bath scene. I want to say something about the bath as well, actually, but we'll get to that. We'll do both. Imagine just having a bath and this thing comes in. He's giving him a massage. No, he's cleaning his toes. Like, what's going on? It's not even comfortable, I know. What did it bite, Geralt?
You know I don't find that amusing.
What did it bite, Geralt? Tell the audience, come on. Yeah, oh yeah, his arm, of course. Sorry, yeah.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already.
Get out of the bath,
You promised
Geralt!
Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
Too late, it's already happened. Don't even get a Geralt butt here.
So,
Missed opportunity.
See you later.
They're so cute. The only true pairing. I love these two. I love these two. Ah. Look! More butts! That's what you're here for, right? You're not here for the lore, you're here for the butts. I get it, I get it. Trish fans in shambles. Ah. Same, bestie, same. Okay, so first I want to talk about the little bird skull that Yennefer dropped. So there's a certain type of magic in The Witcher that's called creation magic. And creation magic is one of the most difficult types of magic to master. Most people don't. It's like a little bit above even transforming yourself into various animals, something that Philippa's really good at. The creation magic is literally the creation of life, the creation of actual physical matter, like food that you can eat. Yennefer can do it, and she did it once that we know of, that we were there for, and she did that in a shard of ice. And she used it basically as a breakup letter, which is hilarious to me. She created kestrels, and kestrels are birds, the black birds. And I don't know if they really mean that these birds that you just saw, the skull was also a kestrel, but in the books it's a kestrel. And she's sitting in a room and she's dating two people. She's dating Geralt and she's dating her childhood friend. Can we call it a childhood friend? Do mages have childhood friends? I don't know that we do. Well, she's dating Estret, and Estret wants to marry her, has proposed to her, and she's not sure that she wants to marry him because the thing that he promised was that he could give her a child. He could fix that for her. So that's what she wanted, but she didn't love him. So she didn't love Istred, and that's why she made a kestrel to tell him no, basically. And then she's talking to Geralt, and Geralt will not say, I love you. He's thought it before, but he's never said it. And just because of that whole commitment issue problem that he has, she makes another kestrel. And Geralt doesn't really know what they're for yet, but has an idea, and that is Geralt's breakup kestrel. So eventually she leaves, and she literally just texts them. She texts them with a kestrel. Hey, it's been fun, but goodbye. Thank you for the follow. And that's what she uses her creation magic for that one time. And I thought that was interesting that they used the bird here as well, because I'm fairly certain that what they mean is the creation magic. They just gave it a little skull as well. In Blood and Wine, he can't even define what she is to him. He can't define anything except for food, honestly. Thank you for the follow. In Witcher they have school friends. Friends. The second thing I want to talk about is actually kind of a funny thing, but it takes place in the same story. The bath here was steaming because it was hot, which is not actually something that Yennefer did for Geralt usually, because making hot water gave her cramps. So when he asked for a bath, he comes in and he just fought a Zoogle, and he's extremely smelly. He comes in and he says, you know, I'm gonna have a bath. And Yennefer asks him what kind of water he wants, but it is ice cold water. Either way, it is ice cold water because she does not want to heat it up. I think that's hilarious. Hello, my love.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
Uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
Okay, let's be unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
So that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
I love
Of
her.
all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's
Don't
the
answer
matter?
that question.
Only ever thought of you.
Don't answer the question. Did you know Geralt really likes watching Yennefer comb her hair? Because he does. Also, this is the first time that I play The Witcher on a keyboard, just so you know. I don't know why I've never done that before. I generally just use my controller. So maybe I'll fall off a
You're
cliff
running out of
somewhere.
juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
Apple juice? Okay, do I really have to explain this one? Yes, Jinsey, you do. When Geralt first met Yennefer, he brought her apple juice because she wanted apple juice. She wants apple juice in the morning. I don't think you should have apple juice in the morning, I'll be perfectly honest, but okay. Can create sea or fresh water, it won't heat it up. Never, never. One could have an open fracture and not notice until bled out. Yes, because Witcher potions, generally speaking, dull the senses and sharpen them at the same time. Thank you for the follow. So like, it's like extreme adrenaline. I've heard this is the winter stream, it is. Love it you on so you think you know The Witcher? Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna go outside now. I'm gonna go outside and check what Ciri's doing. She ran away. Shard of Ice was really wild. Wait until you read the can't get it up part. It's potion related. Go on. It's interesting that some magic can make even Yen sick. All magic has an effect on the body in different gradations.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course.
I still never used the controller. I like the controller, but my controllers are pretty much all broken, so My controller, it is broken. Hi, Danny. Thank you.
Guess she prefers practice to theory.
Which is a terrible idea, by the way.
What? Time to wake up, Master.
Hi, Pizza.
These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too.
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
I love the
Making her
little
smile
drowner
through that
picture.
quick. No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays.
It has to stay fun, buddy.
She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Was that a threat, sir? Thank you for the follow. Also, fun fact, there is actually another part that that's young witchers are supposed to train on, and it is it's called the Killer, affectionately. And it runs around Kaer Morhen, and it's actually where Triss meets Ciri for the first time. The Killer is called so because a lot of witchers died on it. So that's not that's not what she's training on right now. It's literally just it runs a lap around Kaer Morhen. Super fun. And when Triss finds Ciri already, she's already extremely bruised. It makes Triss mad because, you know, she's not a witcher and she just doesn't get it, is what I'm saying. She just doesn't get it. But you don't see it here, and I'm a little bit sad that they didn't show the Killer, or didn't show her run the Killer. I'm very much hoping that if there is a point in The Witcher 4 where we see more Witcher stuff, like young Witcher stuff, I hope they show the Killer, which is a little bit maybe morbid to want to see that, but here we are. Hi, Fish! My man is a big Witcher fan, and me, who knew Zero, was so happy to see her TikTok explaining the lore. It makes me laugh. I'm glad. The Killer, affectionate. Yeah. It's a fun fact. Someone appreciates Witcher novels and saga. Have you seen my TikTok? Well, the other TikTok, not the one that's linked here. Have you seen my YouTube? Never mind. Polish version has a Polish nursery rhyme verse here when Geralt goes about Vesemir. Old Bear is fast asleep instead of Old Witcher's fast asleep? Oh, I think Old Bear is like a regular thing to say elsewhere as well. I like that translation better. My shoulder's still messed up. Did you run the Killer, Pizza? I read this scene today. Yeah, and then she gets to the moat. I'll talk about the moat later, actually, because I do want to do the wolf skull gear quest as well, because that has some cool lore. At least the word Wiedźmin fits better there. I know that there's a lot of things that didn't get translated from the Polish version. I need to learn Polish so I can learn that. Just once one thing, and it's to see young Witcher skeletons. I just want to see some death. The bug for the wolf skull gear. If it bugs, I will simply add the notes myself. We should have Polish voiceover for proper lore feeling. I wouldn't have no idea what they were saying. Don't get mad at her.
Don't get mad at her.
Or do.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
Why not like that about her?
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end.
It's very loud, sorry.
Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us.
But she won't. Don't worry about
I'll
it.
see you below.
Thank you very much, Dragonova, for using Prime here. I appreciate it. Pretty sure Jinsey really wants to see elves. Also, yes. You can ask Philippa about that, actually. A little bit.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike.
Too much flair, girl! An attempt was made.
You're not in this circus.
Facepalm Geralts! Facepalm Geralts!
Wrong. Footwork.
He's like, yes, be as cruel
Enough.
as you
Get
need to be.
down.
With a flip?
What do you think?
Of course with a flip.
All right.
Thank you,
Take off
guys.
the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
But yeah, for a
Think
Witcher.
Drowners or Striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes,
yes.
I'd fear Vesemir more than any Strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I always think it's so funny that she's kind of made out to be a little bit of a brat here, but she's actually a very good student. And when she meets Yennefer in the books as well, she likes to read more stuff. She knows a lot of things. Like she's not actually bored by reading. I think it's just the book itself, you know what I mean? Also some fun side fact, in the books you get a lot of scenes where the Witchers are taking turns training Ciri, and it's Lambert is the one who you see a lot here, yelling at her. And I think she gets upset mostly at him because it's his turn to cook and he can only cook noodles and badly. Imagine eating bad noodles. Like noodles in general, but bad noodles. What I'm saying is Lambert couldn't heat up a pack of instant noodles to save his life. Literally. Better not.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
Ew.
You!
Exactly.
He's
So
me,
you best
yeah.
behave. Come on, we'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Oh, I do not need to do that, thank you.
Not this time.
I'm good.
Believe me, you don't want to keep Vesemir waiting.
How does one cook noodles badly? I know! I don't know how you manage. You're watching Brotherhood! Yes! Brotherhood's amazing. Just imagine the soggiest noodles, no, right, though? They look so disappointed.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Well, I'm a little
Young
sorry.
blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zerrikania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
She makes a good point. Could have said you did the exercise, buddy.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous.
I love her, she's a cutie.
Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword.
We're not gonna practice, Vesi
Shall
boy.
we start by reviewing
not.
the fundamentals or go right to free
We're gonna
training?
go right to waking up. Also, fun side fact, another thing that Vesemir would teach the young witchers is that you would prefer to fight in darkness or moonlight, because then there's no shadows. Skip!
Let's skip straight to free training. No point going over the basics again.
I'm so old, you know. Just want to know where you got a Nilfgaardian helmet. Hey, you don't know when this takes place, what I said.
You really showed him, kid.
Eskel, my boy.
Down here.
I can't, I have to give you a nightmare. For some reason,
Little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
this cutscene has like extremely low sound. I don't know why, but the sound is really, really, really low.
Ciri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you.
Geralt's such a handsome lad. He's not supposed to be, but he is here.
What the?
dun, dun, dun! It's the Naglfar! The scanners didn't clip enough toenails!
I've long awaited this, and you, White Wolf.
No.
Don't worry, buddy, they wouldn't do that. They need her. But yeah, fun fact, the Naglfar, just like in the real world's mythology, is made from the toenails of the dead. Did you have a good sleep? Eridan is peak edge.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
The dummies are not people, I know.
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Really rather not talk about it, sir. I told you no.
Rather not talk about it.
My God.
Gotcha.
Stop pushing me. There's no
So,
lore in you.
Time to hit the road.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
I want to see the part about the unicorn
Didn't
again.
overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. Oh, how about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
I bet you do.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there.
I did say that, sir.
What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
Okay, side fun fact. Did you know that all of the sorceresses have their own little perfume? I don't actually remember most of them. I think Philippa has something with cinnamon and something else. And I think Coral had Fresia's and something else. It's always like a double of something. But the only person, like main person that you meet that you don't know the perfume of is Triss. I have no idea what Triss smells like. And apparently neither does anyone else, which I thought was interesting. I would like to know what Triss smells like. Which, don't tell anyone that. I said that, but I want to say roses or something. You know what I mean? Roses and, there was something else actually. Smells like manipulation, lies, and deception. I like how the whole chat is manipulation. According to Setup React, she smells like roses. Oh, they gave her roses as well, I guess that makes sense then, doesn't it? We do like Triss here. Triss on Blood of Elves doesn't sleep that great. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. At some point, and he has to carry her into the bushes. For the people who are unaware of this fact, in the books, Triss is never Geralt's lover. They never have a relationship. They sleep together once when Geralt has just broken up with Yennefer for a little bit. They had a fight. He was vulnerable, and then Triss uses the opportunity to use some magic to convince him to sleep with her. And after that, he regrets that. But Triss really still wants to be with Geralt. And the reason for that is because sorcerers and sorceresses don't really have relationships that are good? Question mark? I guess because they're all quite old, like they live for lots and lots of years, and the elves got so bored that they started doing whatever they wanted, so I guess the mages did too. And also because all of the mages are tricksy. They're tricksy little hobbits. They are scheming constantly, so they're just not fun to date. And then Yennefer came along, who had a relationship with Geralt, and it was like stormy and passionate, and people were looking at that. Triss got jealous. Triss was like, I want some of that. So that's why she slept with him. Even though she said to herself, my friendship with Yennefer is more important because Triss and Yennefer were best friends. Yes. Triss slept with the ex of her best friend, even though they were not even completely over. That's just not, you don't do that, Triss. You don't do that. Anyway, so Triss spends most of the books still trying to get it with Geralt, and one of those moments is she comes to Kaer Morhen, obviously, to check out the entire Ciri thing, and eventually that leads to them moving to the temple in Ellender, and on the road she gets sick. And she gets extremely sick. Witchers and mages don't normally get sick, but Triss does. And she can't use magical potions to cure herself because she's sensitized, which means that she has to be carried into the forest several times a day by Geralt so she can evacuate her bowels, shall we say. She's having a really good time. As she starts getting better, she becomes a little bit delirious at one point as well, and she goes, oh, Geralt, you know, why aren't we together? And tries to kiss him and everything. And Ciri gets so annoyed with her. She even, like, outward says, they are not a couple. When it's mentioned at all. Well, thank you for the follow. In the case of the Montezuma's revenge, I don't know what she had, but it was not good. This reminds you of the Best Friend mug comic? Yes. Triss was extremely thirsty. Oh my god. Is that Alice's favorite story, is it? I know, Zandy. I suddenly got extremely into The Witcher, and now I know everything about it. So then I bought this cosplay yesterday and decided today that I wanted to do a Lorethrough. So here we are. Just Landicus energy. Yeah, we're not like, you can like Triss, I don't care. And in general, I think there are no, I should probably have preface with this, I don't think there are good characters in The Witcher. No one is a good person in The Witcher. There isn't a single one. Not Geralt, not Ciri, not even Regis is a good person. So if you want to say, well, Triss is a bad person and that's why I can't date her, you know, not really, because then you can't date anybody. You can't like Triss if you know her. You know, you can find her interesting. You can find her interesting, because I think bad characters that do bad things are interesting. It's more interesting than characters that only ever do, like, good things. My favorite moment is still the ending of Baptism of Fire. It's a good ending. It's a good ending. I just absorbed the knowledge, yeah. Doing that many times, had to have her dehydrated. It's true. Good times though, Sandy. Roach is a good person. It's true. We find out in Blood and Wine, actually. Geralt and Yen aren't too great either. No, they're not. That's literally what I just said. What about the Bloody Baron's daughter? Oh yeah, no, she's great. No, she's also a bad person. She's also a bad person. Even Shani does bad things. Everyone has done something bad at some point. Zoltan has done some things. Oh no, hold up. Hold up. Do we need to do Zoltan lore? Wait. Zoltan, ooh. I guess that is only a book thing that you hear about it. What bad things did Shani do? I'm saying she would probably do bad things. She would probably do bad things. That's what I mean. Like, we don't even see that much about Shani. And to be fair, she did also traffic drugs. So, you know, I guess that's a thing, which is a thing that exists. I like Yemenal. She did a lot of really fucked up things to Geralt on an emotional level. Everyone does. This poor Witcher man. Everyone does. The Church of the Eternal Fire is full of good people. You got Dizzy saying, oh. No, so Zoltan, for the people who don't know this, did a little bit of murder. The reason that he was fleeing at all. So let me backtrack. So Geralt meets Zoltan. Zoltan is his dwarf friend. Meets him on the road, and this is already during the war, and it's Zoltan with like a bunch of other friends just going about their business, and they decide to eventually go and travel together. And he's nice, you know, he gives Geralt his sword at one point, a very lovely guy. But he eventually does confess to Geralt because he doesn't want to leave him in the dark. He confesses to Geralt that he has done a little bit of murder because they were trying to rob a guy, and they didn't intend to murder, but it just kind of happened that way. They were robbing him, and then he didn't want to cooperate, so they killed him. and obviously still took all of his stuff. So that's been weighing on him a little bit, but he still did the murder. He still did the murder, I'm afraid. I don't think he's like evil, but he's done bad things. The guy slipped on Zoltan's sword, just whoopsie. I think he didn't even slip on a sword. I think it was bludgeoning death. A bludgeoning death, even. Pretty sure villager number 5 was a good guy. Was. Mirva Emrys did nothing wrong. Yeah, and Shani, when you meet her, she's in Oxenford and she can't really pay for her tuition. Not really. Like, her dad is trying, but they can't really pay for her tuition. So she traffics drugs to pay for her tuition. So. What about the singer love interest of Dandelion? We don't really know much about her. We don't really know much about. If you only get a snapshot of a person's life, I think it's very easy to say they've never done anything bad. You don't really know. Geralt and Vesemir longingly looking into each other's eyes. That's private, sir. Yeah, the stuffed unicorn. They fucked. It's you know what? I'm playing The Witcher. I can curse a little bit. I can say fucked, right? Yes. Okay. So yeah, Ice. Oh, thank you again so much. I will work on that cosplay. I'm gonna do my most best on the cosplay.
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. Certain situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
We get up to
Back on
unicorns.
topic.
Literally.
How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there.
Roach is like, can we go?
Wait, hear that?
Okay.
I hear it.
I'm gonna take off my gloves now so I can use my fingers. So yeah, plowed. Sorry, they plowed. Yes. Oh wow, you would almost say that we're playing on a low difficulty. You know what? I think we might be. Hello. Do I have a sign equipped right now? Here you go. Oh my god, I do so much damage.
When armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
No, wait, I have to pick up the skull. There.
Bird
You can.
skull in black crystal. Why do I ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
It's true.
Because you can brew
It's
potions
Dorgadai,
from
by the
their
way, he's
blood.
talking about.
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
It's true.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No, really upset him too. His theory collapsed.
Yeah, so the character that he's talking about here is Dorgadai, and Dorgadai is literally like a monsters' rights activist. And he just wants to protect all monsters. And he doesn't really care what they do. He thinks humans are worse, and he's right, you know. At some point, Geralt runs into him again. Like, the first time he runs into him, it's during the hunt for the golden dragon. Or at the time, it was the hunt for the green dragon. But then it turned out to be a golden dragon. And Dorgadai was like, you cannot kill the dragon, because I will be very upset. So that was the first encounter, and then the second encounter is at the Isle of Thanet, where he pulls Geralt aside and starts pointing out all of the endangered species that the mages are wearing, which I thought was just honestly hilarious. Honestly, because like Chimera leather and things like that, and Philippa Eilhart is wearing like a nice little stoa that is from an already extinct species, and she's like, oh well, you know, I think they would still have gone extinct if I hadn't worn this, but he's not convinced. Basilisk boots, oh god, Dorgadai, he has his heart in the right place, honestly. Just he doesn't really know where to go from there. Dorgadai was so hateful towards every sorceress and witcher. He did have a point, though. He did have a point. And he unfortunately does get shot when the Thanet Isle Rebellion breaks out. He gets shot, but he gets dragged out of there by Geralt. He saves him. And then Marty Sodegren patches him up. He was lucky. He was one of the lucky ones, honestly. If you can't curse in multiple languages, can it even be counted as cursing? Ferdori? The boat was someone else. I think you're thinking, Duck. You're thinking about the guy who was pointing out the creature that kept attacking barges. and then wanted to name it after Geralt. And then Geralt was like, no, don't name it after me. Name it after that annoying child.
Move it.
Better not wear the Griffin set while talking to him. Oh, we don't talk to him here. He's not around. Unfortunately, fortunately.
War's not exactly going our way.
It's really
We
not.
have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders.
But he won't.
As soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. It's what keeps us going.
There's actually... Okay, I'm gonna let them play this. There's actually a reference to something in The Witcher 1, which I guess has been retconned somewhat.
Help me! Help!
And what is this, thanks? Fresh horse meat. Well, horse. He's just, you know what? He's hungry. Got it. Haha, get it? Oh, if only you had your crossbow. Oh, wait. Goodbye. Have a good snack. Enjoy. Oh, Vesemir, your reflexes.
Has it gone?
Maybe. And it could be back.
Yeah. Come out.
He looks slightly drunk.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Huh?
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
So they can hear it scream? It's dinner entertainment.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
Okay, so if you say you don't owe him a thing, he actually gives you a discount, I believe. But real quick, earlier they were talking about Radovid's realms and that, you know, Temeria and Edirn are no more, which is true, but also Radovid at this point is married to, or could be married to, Ada of Temeria, which you can import your save files. I don't know if it actually even reads that, but you can find a reference to it. I think in the Temerian castle, which is now the Nilfgaardian castle, I suppose. I think there's a letter that talks about the Striga curse returning, which is how they fix it. So Ada of Temeria was the girl cursed as a Striga, obviously. And Geralt saves her in the books, turns her back into a normal person, and then in The Witcher 1, the Striga curse returns, and you can choose to save her again or kill her. Either way, if you save her, she marries Radovid and is promised most of the realm after Foltest's death, and Foltest is already dead. But in this game, they have basically retconned that by saying that, okay, even if she did survive, even if she was no longer a Striga, the Striga curse returned, and so, you know, that's they're not accepting the nobility, also because Ada is technically a bastard, because it was the child of Foltest and his sister. So all of those reasons, they were like, oh yeah, no, so actually he has no legitimate claim on the throne, which is why in The Witcher 2 they're trying to get their hands on one of Foltest's other bastards. Still a bastard, which is very strange. Still a bastard, but yeah, they've kind of written Ada out of it, which I was kind of sad about because I thought she was a very interesting character. Like, Griffin was really trying to cut that guy's hair. Like, he just said, sir, you're never gonna get any like this. So I kind of forgot about Ada. Now, well, like, they knew about her, just they didn't really want to deal with her, it feels like, I think. Running around the Tomb Nightmares when you have to cure it. I played The Witcher Monster Slayer, the mobile one. That one's worse. They make you wait in real time. Ada's age is also wonky as hell compared to Radovid. Yes, also. Fun fact, actually, she's not even white-haired in the Polish books, we found out. She's not white-haired anywhere, except in the material that Sapkowski wrote as a... I guess it's not even an addendum, it was him world building. So for the people who are unaware, there is a document online where Sapkowski has the dynasties written out. So that's also where you can find a bunch of information about Kovir. And a lot of it is used in the books, but not all of it. And one thing that he never used in the books was Ada having white hair. He decided that, I guess, that he didn't like the idea. Perhaps he thought too many characters already had white hair, you know, because of Geralt. He wanted Geralt maybe to be specifically the white-haired Witcher and the white-haired character that was most important. He's, again, also not the only white-haired character. Ciri also, obviously, eventually, she white-haired-ish. So I think that's probably why he retconned it. Or retconned himself, or just never added it. You never know. There will be no negotiations. You will get the princess' hand, and if time taught me anything, half the kingdom as soon as I'm dead. Yep. That's how he said it. I always assumed that Radovid just offed her and claimed that the curse returned regardless of whether it was cured or not. He might have. He would seem the type, honestly. Especially when you meet Ada during the party. I know. And what is the random off-topic question? I don't know. We don't call it that. It's not a Dutch thing, thanks. That's something that the English language decided to call it that. I have no idea why. This is not a Dutch thing. Radovid is supposed to be like 20, but he looks 50, and he feels like 90. Hi, Javul! What's so wild about this hunt anyway? We should go and ask them. Honestly. Did you know that this game was supposed to be focused a lot more on the wild hunt than it was? I feel okay. I definitely feel like maybe it's going to be more than the 13 streams that I planned. You do meet Ada in The Witcher 1, yes. And she wants to eat raw katoblepas steak. You don't owe us a thing, buddy.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless.
I know.
Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
I know.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw.
Aren't they?
Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there. Muddled.
You seek someone?
Maybe. See, every time this game asks me if I want to take someone's coin, I say no because I don't really use it for anything. I've got one more Gwent thingy though. Scrap content but set project intended to have characters react to each other, and Radovid sounded very in love reacting to Ada. I guess that faded. Yes, a woman.
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard.
Go free for
Someone
that hair,
around
yes.
Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there.
I just love his bowl cut so much.
Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Until
Not a
you
bad
do something
idea.
to defend yourself.
Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Once you do something to defend yourself, she'll hate you.
Grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Inspired to have the confidence to live with hair like that? Nobody wants to live with hair like that. Let's be honest. Go on, buddy. You can go first. When you get your estate, you're like, shit, need money. I know! That's the only thing I ever used money on. Really.
So, a Griffin this close to the village? Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest or the mountains, sure, but here? Near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh. Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave as soon as we learn anything.
You have to sometimes slow down a little bit with your horse because otherwise you actually interrupt dialogue. Unfortunately. Not me farming way too much money off people with Gwent. Yeah, I never had that problem either. I will probably play Gwent. Let's be honest, I'll probably play Gwent. I'm sorry. Every 5th NPC? Oh god.
What? Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
Oh, the drunken peasant said so.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
What? Was that a bug? You play Gwent? Yes. A random Gwent. Made it to the Netherlands yesterday. Did they play Gwent? There's a horse in my house.
What? Witches?
This game will always bug out horses. I don't know what it is, but this game will always bug out horses.
I'll not drink with Weaver lost freaks.
Roach just doesn't care about etiquette. You know what? She wants a drink too, and she deserves it. She deserves a drink.
Those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a Griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Oh, wonderful.
Alive.
He's never had a better day.
Sends his regards.
Master Witchers. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
Is it actually on the house, though? Show me what you got.
Show me what you got behind the counter.
Give me your Gwent cards, is what I'm actually saying. Can I afford all of them? Yes. I want just your Gwent cards, actually, nothing else. Can I sell this back to you right now? No, I can't. Dang it. Fine, I'm looking for a woman.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby.
You have to get your cards early.
And, I hate portals. Gooseberries. Might have smelled that.
On point.
I've not
on
seen
point.
nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Oh, I know exactly who to ask, so that's fine. Welcome back, Joey. Thank you very much for the resub. Philip SVA, and I only realize now, they do a few doubles, honestly. Your physics, I know.
Thanks.
She's also like standing right in front of Gaunter, just hanging out. Also, you can miss her Gwent cards because she eventually doesn't like you very much anymore.
Master Witchers, would you be of a mind to kill the Griffin?
Why not?
Only killed livestock at first, but it's got a taste for human flesh of late. We're afraid to set foot outdoors.
I am so sorry for your ears.
Won't say no.
Oh. Extra effort though, Stephen. You can't pet the cat, I'm sorry.
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
We're gonna draw a lot of attention. Thank you very much for using Primer, Draylock. I am gonna really quickly adjust the sound levels a little bit because otherwise everyone is gonna have a very bad time. Okay, hopefully this is better.
Let them measure. Better that than burning the harvest.
Actually, that's extremely loud.
Drommel, you're dumber than a headless cockerel.
So these guys, they don't tell you anything. They're very annoying. We don't talk about them. But this guy teaches you Gwent. Oh, it's a waste of time. Give me Gwent cards immediately.
Got a minute?
Please.
Why not?
Pitiful cat.
Assistant professor in contemporary history at Oxford.
And a bit of an idiot.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher with tenure.
With tenure.
I'm looking for a woman. Hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of war? Why are you here?
Not a place
Just
I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the
I love war.
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself.
It's not working.
I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the
For blood.
invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
I'm pretty sure this guy dies. I think you can actually find out that he's dead. But I'm not 100% on that one. See you, Saucy. Have a good one. Go back to your books, you weirdo.
Take my advice. Go back to your books while you can. War's no game. No faculty meetings to attend. No tenure to gain. End notes to compile. First soldier you see will kill you.
Why would he do that? Me?
Boots.
A civilian, a scholar?
Boots.
Come again?
Boots.
He'll kill you for your boots.
He has no boots. Yeah, Elvaniel at the Hangman's Tree. Anyway, bye. Give me Gwent cards.
So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time.
Yes, and I have a lot of time to learn.
Come, let's play.
Let's play. Oh my god, yes.
Why not?
I have to at least unlock it.
How it's done.
I can't be that awful. Okay, let's see. Can I change them out already? Am I allowed to do that? Yes, I can. Let me see real quick what we actually have. Because I got another leader card. Let's see. No. I think I will have the clear. We'll have you, please. Okay, so let's see. I don't have any spies, do I? No, I do have one spy. Oh my god, this is really awkward with keyboard, actually. Thank you for following. Gwent leads to Cantarella. Gwent leads to joy in your life. Just one game. Just let me have one game, okay? Carol's voice is amazing. And also thank you for follow. Hi Nelly, hello. Hello. I love that Stennis is a spy. Stennis is a terrible, terrible human being. We do not like Stennis. I think we're just gonna go by power here. Power, 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 power. You don't have very many good cards yet, so yeah, I guess you can stay as well. And then we'll have the poor fucking infantry. I think this deck still has a lot of melee and siege. There's some bow. Oh yeah, these guys as well. I forgot about you. We're doing -1. Who are we removing? Who am I removing? Hold on. We will move you. I want to... Oh god. This is really awkward. Okay, I want you in here. And I want you gone. Why won't you leave? It won't let me make it leave. Go away. I guess the poor fucking infantry stays as well. Oh well. I'll take it. What did Stennis do? Stennis is from The Witcher 2. The game is pretty quiet now. Let me turn it up further. It's actually extremely loud for me. Oh god, I forgot about that being a thing. Okay. Is this better? Or... Hold on. How about this? This UI is better than the real Gwent? I like the real Gwent's UI. You should really play The Witcher 2. Yes! So, real quick recap. Oh god, no, it's really loud for me right now. That's not good. Real quick recap for people who have not played The Witcher 2. In The Witcher 2, Stennis is, he leads Eddern because his father is murdered, his father is assassinated, and he is in the Pontar Valley with Saskia, and he is part of a plot to assassinate her at one point, which you either can or cannot find out and then accuse him of, and then you can choose to lynch him, which I always do. Costa, thank you for the gift subs. Hello, hello, how do? Good, that's a good way to enter the stream. Hello. God, if you were here earlier, you would have been so proud of everybody. You would have been so proud. Okay, I want more blue stripes. You can go for now. I would like another blue stripe. I did not get another blue stripe. Let's hope we get another blue stripe. Either way, then. This is a Gwent stream now. Yeah, sorry. I always lynch him. I always lynch him. Every single time. Thank you for the follow. Oh my god, cards! Do you want to give up yet? I really wish he could play a spy as well, but he never does. I think we're gonna just go for the win on this one anyway, if we can. We have the clear weather, so I guess no, I did want Stennis. I did want Stennis. Also required a Stennis. Sasha, thank you for the gifts of also. You were like, I will not be one-upped here. Isn't the key to in-game Gwent just spies? It is, correct. Actually, yeah, no, we are gonna put him up there. And then we're gonna put him up there. He basically can't outpace us without weather, and we can clear weather, so... You know. The alert is so low in volume. Is it? I turned it down specifically because I didn't want to break everyone's ears. Is the sound actually off now? Because, like, I can change it. I can change it. I can change! See, I can... If I don't have a spy to deal with, then the only one I can use it with... Okay, that's fine. The only one I can use it with, really, is, the healer. Which is why I can overextend a little bit. Doing another spam train. We've already done a spam train. It was a really, really big one. Hold up. Thank you very much, thanks. Thank you for biddies. See, they play into their own fog as well, so it doesn't even matter. I kind of want to use my blue stripes. Let's see, what does he have? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought! Space, there we go. Ghost, twice? Twice? And also, thank you for the biddies, Loneliest. Thank you very much. Yeah, we already did this at the start. But it's okay, we'll do it twice. We'll do it twice. I think, honestly, I don't need another round. What am I doing? Are you competing? Is this instead of a bid war, this is a sub war? Is this a sub war? Just finishing what we started. Oh my god. Well, thank you for finishing what you started. I super appreciate y'all. I do have a knack for this. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
What the hell?
Thanks.
And we're at the 1000% again. Hello. Robinson, what the hell? Does that mean I missed somebody? Because I swear I did. Loneliest, thank you for the gift up as well. And Robertson, thank you for 50? Yo, is it the cosplay? Is it the Yennefer cosplay? Am I doing magic? Is that what this is? Am I doing magic? I think that one's an automated one, thanks to say thank you for the gift sub. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Thank you for the biddies, Lucy. Like, I think everyone is just really happy to see Geralt again. It's very relatable.
Looking for a woman. Like everyone. Not
like everyone.
And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
I want to know your name. I want to know who you really are.
It'll lift your spirits.
Well, Gar, thank you for biddies. Thank you so much. Now it's over 1,000. That's a nice number. I like it. I will have a drink with God because he's not evil yet. Well, he's evil, but different. Is the voice really soft now? Okay. I will turn it up again. I'm just gonna go deaf. I guess I'll have to accept that I will go deaf. If I go deaf, I go deaf.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
Thank you for the follow. The camera was doing this because I was moving my mouse. How many of you that played The Witcher 3 didn't remember this scene when you met him again in Hearts of Stone? I probably didn't, honestly, at the time. I probably didn't. God, my first Witcher 3 playthrough was very interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Who might you be?
What do you do? Who are you?
I'm a merchant of mirrors.
Gaunt to Odin, at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Yes.
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
Because of the mirrors. No other reason. There's no other reasons that they called him that, by the way. I have a two-parter video on this, so...
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
He's so full of it.
Very patient.
Very patient Witcher.
To Geralt of Rivia himself. Butcher of Blaviken.
Do we all know the Butcher of Blaviken story? I am assuming that we do, but just in case, I'm asking if anybody wants a very quick recap. I'm emotionally drained from the move. I'm dragging on, and also my desk can't be built up because one foot is missing. Oh no! Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. I hope that everything comes together a little bit sooner, because wow, that's been too long. Thank you, Yogi. Thank you very much for biddies. A humble merchant, yes. 90% sure I remember. Okay, very quick recap. So the Butcher of Blaviken comes from Geralt. It's one of his earlier stories. This is the Renfri story. Geralt eventually comes to Blaviken, and he's come there with a Kikimor, I believe it was, to drop it off and get paid. And he's good friends with the alderman, so he sticks around for a little bit, and he's eventually told about his mage, the mage here, that might want his Kikimor because, you know, they don't really know what to do with it. So Geralt takes the Kikimor to the tower and meets Stregobor. Stregobor is a little bit interested, but more interested in The Witcher, and also interested in a character that is in town called Renfri. Renfri is a child that was born under the Black Sun, and the Black Sun was something that people said turned people evil, turned children evil. There was a set amount of people, or mostly girls, born under the Black Sun, and they all turned into murderers and psychopaths and whatever else. They were locked in towers and all kinds of things. And this is very much a nature versus nurture story type of deal. But Renfri wants to kill Stregobor because Stregobor is the one who is partially responsible for the Black Sun curse being so widespread and having an effect on her at all. So Renfri had tried to kill him before, but failed. Stregobor turned her into a slab of crystal. And then a prince found her, thought her so beautiful that he uncursed her, found someone, uncursed her, brought her home. Renfri murdered the entire royal family except for that one prince, and then went back to trying to kill Stregobor. So now she was here in town, and Stregobor was scared, asked Geralt to kill her, and he wasn't really here for it. But it eventually culminates in a bit of a standoff. Renfri wants to kill Stregobor. Stregobor doesn't want to come out of his tower until Renfri is dead. So instead, she takes the townspeople hostage, or that is her idea. She has a gang with her, and the gang is like, we're going to attack the market if Stregobor doesn't come out of the tower. And Renfri goes up to the tower to ask him to come out, but he laughs in her face because he doesn't care. He doesn't care if the townspeople die. He doesn't care how many people have to die as long as he doesn't die. So before that, unfortunately, Geralt had no idea that Stregobor was never going to come out, that it was never going to work. So he went in and butchered Renfri's entire crew. Also, partially in self-defense because they weren't going to back down. He wasn't going to back down. Lots of blood, lots of bodies. And then Renfri showed up and he kills her as well, even though there was never going to be any real murder outside of the ones that just happened. So there's Geralt sitting in a pool of blood with a whole lot of bodies around him, and all the townspeople are like, what the hell are you doing? And the alderman is like, Geralt, you gotta go. You have to leave right now. So he does, but not before he also gets the epithet of Butcher of Blaviken because of this one event. Renfri's pretty hot. Renfri is essentially Snow White, yes, because she initially had ran with like a bunch of, I think it's gnomes or dwarves, a gang of gnomes or dwarves in Mahakam, and they all killed each other as well because they couldn't decide about some loot or who got to sleep with her that night. So yes, very much Snow White. Thank you for the follow. Another murderous bird. Yes, there's a lot of murder going on. Geralt did not actually do the murder. Oh yes, Geralt killed everybody. And he thought he was doing the right thing. This is also the story where you hear the lesser evil, that's what it's called. Where it's like, if I have to choose between lesser or greater evil, I'd rather not choose at all. But he does choose, and he thinks killing the bandits is the lesser evil. And it turns out he was simply wrong. He thought he was doing the right thing. He thought he was saving the townspeople, but not really. Saw a YouTube video on the worst buff in The Witcher 3. If players take Ciri... Oh, bug. To take Ciri to Novgorod Brothel during one of her flashback quests, a disturbing bug that sees her fuse with Geralt can occur. We are not gonna do that. Where's Yennefer, buddy?
You've seen Yennefer. Deepest apologies, but I must ask, is this about love?
He gets very upset if you don't tell him. So yes, of course it is.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know?
He gets all petty if you don't tell him.
It never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Dark of night, black and white, gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
You are omniscient. Why would you lie to me like that? You are definitely omniscient.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
And I'll give you a nice mark on your face. Good night, Kaisa. Sleep well. Now to find more people to play Gwent with. Hello, cat. It's okay. I like you. I know. I'm gonna punch everyone in the face. Yep. Ready for punching.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Ah, the feeling is mutual. Oh. Actually, I can just do this. It's funnier.
So just calm down.
I think I only have to punch 2 now.
You've done nothing.
Horses work in witchcraft.
Yeah, it's only 2. It's only 2. I like witchcraft. Why are you upset?
Oh, come on.
Roach is like, I'm helping! Yes, I have to go to Gwent. It's okay, we're good. Calm down, Roach, calm down. Stop screaming! God, everyone won't stop screaming. We're just doing sword and shield? We're doing a story and sword? There we go. Story and sword. Sword and story? Whatever. This is not a playthrough where I actually care about the gameplay. I care about the story. Because we're talking about the story. And if I'm perfectly honest, I did not really enjoy playing through Death March. Because it's very particular. Hello, boy. Goodbye, boy. Oh god, hello, boy again. Goodbye, boy. Actually, I wonder if you can teleport immediately here. Because I do have an,
Place of power. Should draw from it.
I have an add-on, or I have a mod installed for instant teleportation. I really thought I could do it early, but I don't think I can. Airgun! Trap it with the airgun! Shut up, you.
Damn. Not good.
Do I have apples on me? Oh yeah, here, let me stuff my face full of apples real quick. I really don't like fighting wraiths. They're so obnoxious. Here, let me chug some water. I should probably put that somewhere else. Okay, hold on. Let me draw. Thank you. I love Igni sign intensity, to be honest, so... Calm down, Roach. Let me... Oh, no. No, don't let me do that one. The other one. Sorry. Calm down, Roach. You're good. Calm down. Is this first playthrough? Imagine. Imagine! Wraith kicked my butt when I first played because I didn't listen to Sheila and Airden. Trap it with the Airden! Alright, I was gonna check if I could teleport, wasn't I? Was I gonna do that? Do I? Okay, it doesn't actually unlock everything. Okay. That makes sense. The only acceptable food during the fight is raspberries. That's only Witcher 1. It's okay. Hello, bye. Fun fact, when I played this for the first time, this is not a lore fact, I got stuck here because I was just walking. I didn't have a roach with me. So for some reason, I got stuck there fighting wolves and died horribly. So if you ever feel like you're bad at The Witcher, you're not, it's me. I'm bad at The Witcher. Are apples a specific Witcher thing? They are not, no.
Stop.
Is she a doctor? Yes, I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it at the Wraith.
military camp. No locals allowed without the express consent of the garrison commander.
Well, that sounds like a him problem.
I look like a local to you?
You look like trouble.
It could be.
Wrong. I make trouble go away. I'm a witcher.
A witcher? Captain Peter Sugwin Levy is in the tower. Turn right, past the gate.
Fun fact, Nilfgaardians are said to be descendants of the Black Shay, which is an offshoot of elves, which is also extra curious because the Nilfgaardian language is very close to Elder Speech, the language of the elves. So you can be nice.
Huh. You black ones aren't so scary after all. Can even be nice if you want to.
Don't get accustomed, Nord.
Yeah, we'll punch you next time.
The tower. Go.
Why would you do that, Energizer? Imagine a bandit seeing Geralt just starting to eat a piece of raw meat during combat. What works, works. That is what you folks lack. My kind did not serve there. The Vryheid Brigade was actually a Nilfgaardian companion that was made up entirely of elves. And some dwarves. I think that one was mostly elves, though. I really like when they do... Okay, not this guy. I really like when they make them actually speak Nilfgaardian, instead of just having them all speak English for some reason.
How much grain will your village give?
Whatever you say, Your Excellency.
I don't know, Raven, I don't know.
Look at my hands.
Blessed day, hi French.
See the calluses? These are not the hands of an excellency, but of a farmer. So we speak peasant to peasant. How much can you give?
Nothing!
40 bushels. There'd be more, sir, but our lads, the Temerians, that is, took from us earlier and...
You will give 30, and that will do. Let us settle on it, and I wish to see the transport soon.
He bamboozles him, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
This guy bamboozles him.
The Elderman and the smith, Willis. But it is said he is a dwarf.
I am a dwarf.
Too tall to be him.
Why would you say that? Plan to requisition something from him too?
Plan to requisition something from him too?
If it is necessary, yes, of course. We are at war, in case you have not noticed. Who are you?
You know what? I haven't.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Vatgern.
Vatgern.
Explains why I did not hear your footsteps. What do you seek here?
Yennefer of Vengerberg. Where was she headed?
That is a military secret.
Haven't thrown me out yet. Haven't called the guards. So go ahead. What's your price?
A griffin. One griffin.
There is a griffin in the area. Slay it. And then I shall see what I can do.
See, I actually don't mind this guy very much. He's one of the more... Yeah, he's down to earth for a Nilfgaardian. Like, he's honestly quite reasonable when it comes down to it. Like, they are at war. It's a deal, sir.
It's a deal. Some questions before I start. Know where the griffin has its lair?
It kept to the Vulpine Woods at first. I sent a patrol there. 5 young men. A hunter found them 2 days on. They only recognized them because they wore our plate.
They were good snacks.
Since then, the griffin has grown bold. Attacks in villages, fields, on the main road.
Meaning it's abandoned its lair. Gonna have to set a trap.
I judge from your tone this will not be easy. What do you require?
A lot of coin. Just wild. I kill with coin, actually, so... Also, Raven, I also used the base armor for the entire playthrough the first time, also because it looked nicer. Hey, Great Red! I'm immediately hostile towards any Nilfgaardian. I'm not saying they're good people, I'm just saying. Meanwhile, Netflix only people are... Where's this Growth of armor? They changed it. Didn't they change it? I like his huge chain necklace. Is he wearing the one from the... Let me see real quick.
I'll need bait.
Show me your face.
Buckthorn. Scent should lure the griffin from 10 miles off.
Oh no.
I do not know this.
It's a regular Nilfgaardian chain. Boring.
Probably mastered the basics, though. Hands up. Kill them.
Yes, they did.
No. First came idioms. don't play with fire, for example. Go to Tomira, an herbalist. She lives near the crossroads. She will aid you.
Okay, I'm gonna do her quest also.
This Griffin, its sex, why it's abandoned its lair.
Shall I bring you witnesses?
They won't say anything I don't already know. I need to go where your men died. Look around. What's the name of the hunter who found them?
I'm gonna also talk to him.
He has a hut south of the village, very near the wood. Helpful fellow. A little strange, though.
You're a little strange, wow. Bye.
Tomira and Mislav. Thanks.
Jacht is actually Dutch for hunt as well. Not a Witcher fact, just interesting, I guess. It's already here, Loneliest? That was fast. Tomira? Okay. Oh, the sound effects. Tomira, unironically, has the best butt in this game. Unironically. Hi, Plinth. Hello. Nilfgaard armor doesn't look like... No, it doesn't. Thank you for the follow. Yep, that's a horse. So do we want to... Can the miraculous guide to Gwent please go away? Thank you. Yes, I can. Haha. She sticks out the most. Ah! How dare you? How dare you? Yenbeth is also great. It's not quite the same. I remember when I went to Tomira's place for the first time, and I did not actually go into her house first. The first thing I did was hop into her garden and take all of her herbs. Because I am a monster, yes. Thank you for asking. Oh, I guess I took the rib leaf.
Bad time.
Look at that butt.
Hand me the beggar tickets. The
beautiful butt. Beautiful.
Well, one versed in herbs.
Probably saying too much, but I know a bit. For instance, that beggar tick's poisonous.
In large doses. Small ones soothe pain and bring forth pleasure.
She's like other ones. Drugs.
Which is all I can hope to do for her.
Looking for buckthorn, bye.
Looking for buckthorn. Know if it grows anywhere around here?
Bottom of the river, where the channel's widest. But you do know that once out of the water...
It'll stink worse than a week-old carcass.
It'll be disgusting.
I'm hunting the Griffin.
Heaps!
Use the buckthorn for bait.
I was thinking... A few years ago we had trouble, drowners under the bridge. The whole village had to pitch in for a witcher. Who now can afford the bounty on
Nilfgaard?
Captain Peter Sars, something.
Good to know the Black One's looking out for our welfare.
He values order. He doesn't actually care about you, but yes.
Nilfgaard values one thing. Order. Griffin's
Thank you for the follow.
That. It's gotta go.
Yes. First they'll tend to the monsters, then to the folk.
Slave labor.
Not from here, are you? A lot of bitterness in you. Too much for someone who spent her life in a hut in the middle of nowhere.
True. And you're in a hurry. Elsewise you'd not use bait, just wait for the Griffin to attack again.
Oh no, she's smart.
We could have an interesting conversation.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Yeah, so you can save her, or like attempt to. I will just tell you what happens in the quest because probably not gonna do it, but yeah. From last week when I said I was going to be in a cosplay contest as Captain America, the Justice bumped me up to advance and I got 2nd overall! Dude, that's amazing! I did say it was dope. I want you to know that the Lord of Unvik character just fell over in the background. Yep, that's a Witcher character. He was so impressed he fell over! You trying to cosplay a blue stripe today? No. Absolutely not. Hello Fresh stuff is so nice, packaged nicely with little recipe cards. So we got a promotional can of 7-Up too. How's the coffee? My apartment is haunted. He won't stop falling over, and Ciri keeps falling over too. But yeah, this girl, she's very hurt, and if you don't give her, I think it's a swallow potion, she will die. She will definitely die. If you do give her a swallow potion, she will survive, but she will lose her mind. Because Witcher potions don't actually they don't really vibe with humans. It's just our mutated bodies that can deal with them. Anyone else, it's usually lethal to. So yeah, she will live, but she will lose her mind. So either way, she doesn't really get a happy ending, unfortunately. Because I know that a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, she's gonna slowly survive. But I think if you want to hear what happens to her, there's an Nilfgaardian camp. Thank you for the follow. There's a Nilfgaardian camp. It's not here. I think it's over here. Like in the corner, either here or here. Like it's well in the corner in Velen, I think. I can't zoom out, unfortunately. But yeah, it's right in the corner of Velen, and you can find somebody who will tell you that. It's very sad. At first, I was always like, oh, I can still save her, but no, not really, not properly. Is it closer like this? No, I will call horse. Okay, is it because I whistled at you? Were you just happy about that? Roach! Stop spitting on me, lady, you weirdo. Hate it here. Oh, accidentally looting stuff. Sometimes both choices suck. Honestly, a lot of the times both choices suck, weirdly. Well, not even weirdly. I guess that's very par for the course, but yes. Both choices suck. She's experiencing symptoms of a stroke. It may just be that the damage is done before a swallow heals it up. That's true, but the swallow definitely wouldn't make it better. I'm a witcher, plinth. Yes. Stop spitting! Oh my god! Disgusting. Listen, Brixer, I explained it the way I would want to have it explained.
Anyone home?
No, he's out hunting. The miraculous Gwent guide will not stop existing. I know you went into the woods. Don't you lie to me. I know you went into the woods. Was it here that you could find it? Or shall I just burst into the door? Where are your footsteps, sir? Oh, there you are. You just didn't show up for some reason.
Trails fresh.
Why not?
Mislav just left home.
Your arm thingy made me think you were? Who would you otherwise think it is? Because I am cosplaying. But it's not Yennefer. Oh, it is Yennefer. I just said it. Literally, I was like, it's not the blue stripes. Nope, it's Yennefer. Never mind, it's Yennefer. I'm very tired, okay?
You, Mislav.
Bleeding within the skull, yes.
Hear that?
Wake me up before you go.
Yes. More dangerous than wolves.
Yes, it is more dangerous. Don't even say, come on. Yes, it is.
I'm hunting bigger game. The Nilfgaardians the Griffin killed. Where'd you find them?
Ah, I see. You a witcher. That monster slayer they's talking about in the village.
They're already talking about me, how? I can't do wake me up inside. My voice is hurt.
I gotta kill those mutts before they hurt someone. Will you help?
I did, Flint. I did.
If you don't mind blunting your silver blades on them.
Oh my god, I might have reached it twice at this point. Honestly. Like, the guide for Gwent, I don't even need to read it. I am a pro at Gwent. Please. Yeah, exactly, Jackets. I was looking for a game to play. I guess I gotta start a new Witcher playthrough. I guess you do. If you haven't played Thronebreaker yet, consider playing Thronebreaker. Because it's also a Witcher game.
Going anywhere.
And very good.
Dogs might, though. So step careful now. Come on.
These dogs been a problem for a while now.
Since the war started. Soldier on the march. He'll stop to rape a woman, strangle her, kill her man for a chuckle, even butcher a cow. But a dog, a kick in passing, no more. So these stray mutts form packs. They're gaunt, guts stuck to their spines, covered in scabies, but they just won't die, 'cause they're clever. More too late.
Ah, see, this is what I mean. It interrupts him talking. Very sad. Sir, just because I almost murdered you there. Let me just real quick. Thank you. This is why we upgrade our Igni. This is why. Actually, the best, I want to say the best build is probably Adrenaline Sword, but hey. Thanks you didn't read my undercomments? What? Wait. It's my first time watching Dinzy being a Witcher besides VODs. You're welcome. Thronebreaker is fun and filled with gorgeous art. It really is. I really hope that all the miraculous guide to Gwent says that Gwent is Gwent is miraculous. It's true. They wouldn't be lying. Do you have the eyes? Of course. I guess it's not very visible right now. Thank you for the follow. I do in fact have eyes. Did you ever piece together history of Son of Lord of White Orchard? You mean this guy? Or like he was dating him, rather?
Dieter. You know him?
Because he just tells you.
Served at the Lord's Manor together.
Also, welcome in, Master.
The Black Army's in camp now. He was a stable hand, I was the Lord's hunter. But that was before.
Like, he just tells you what that was about.
Time ago.
Is what happened in White Orchard in general? No. I honestly wasn't aware that there was a bigger plot there, I'll be honest. Before what?
Before what?
He's gonna tell you.
They drove me from the village.
What did you do?
Nothing.
No, buddy, you're not. You're not, don't worry.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh, they're tied together? Fair enough, fair enough. I'm a freak too!
I'm a freak too.
I'm such a freak.
Aye, but of another kind.
If it's lycanthropy, I can help.
What?
Lycanthropy. Werewolves. Handled a few cases in the past. It's usually a simple curse that...
The Lord's son, Florian, and I, we loved each other. Dieter walked in on us in the stables. They drove me away. Florian hanged himself. Lord started drinking, and the estate fell into ruin. That's the long and short of it.
He is such a sad story. You know? He's such a sad story. Also, fuck Dieter. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Ancient history.
Well, it's honestly pretty fresh still.
To show you where I found the Nilfgaardians. Come.
I just thought he had the saddest story in this place, really.
Know anything about it?
Oh, not much. It's not my kind of game.
You're his kind, though. Survival instincts alone ought to make you care.
I walk silent through the woods. No Griffin can hear me nor spy me.
They will still try. I can tell you unless you prefer to figure it out by yourself. No, you can tell. You can absolutely tell me. I never really made a connection to the quests here, I'll be perfectly honest. So many people in the game have super sad stories. It's like the world of permanent depression. No, it really is. I thought he was gonna T-pose. Oh my god. Still made some of the stream? There's still a lot of stream, don't worry. There's still a lot. Even.
'Twas here.
'Twas here.
There, by the stump, headless. The other hung from a branch, guts splayed, stretching
Okay,
down to
okay, yes, thank you. Great descriptions. I'll be fine, buddy.
I'll be fine. Not the first Griffin I've dealt with. Not likely to be the last either.
Hope you're right.
Also, speaking of werewolves, since he mentioned werewolves earlier, did you know that Geralt used to have a werewolf friend who also saved his life? Did you know that? Now you do. Now you do.
Griffin interrupted them.
There's probably going to be more than an hour because I've set like little goalposts for myself. If you ever play Elden Ring, I can give you the sliders to create Ciri. Just make yourself a Ciri. I like it. Yep, thank you so much for using Prime here. I super appreciate that. Welcome in. Enjoy, well, hearing Yorvith, I guess. Well, no, that's not Yorvith. Seeing Yorvith. Lots and lots of Yorvith. I think you can actually, I don't think you actually have to do this.
Saturated with blood.
I'm fairly certain you can just walk over there yourself, but we're gonna do it anyway.
A camp.
Geralt has a friendly vampire friend and a friendly werewolf friend, yes. He's just really good with monsters, you know?
These prints are older and deeper.
Older and deeper.
Nilfgaardians, probably.
So I'm pretty sure, can we just walk over? Do we want to do that? Maybe we do want to do that. I think we want to be complete. Do we want to be complete? After that, Lord started drinking, eventually driving people to leave his serfdom and start a new village. Finally, Lord tried negotiating with peasants, but while conversation with that woman that turned into Noonwraith seemingly mocked Lord's dead gay son, and this— oh my god, that's what that was about! Oh, I did not know that that was what that was about. I felt terrible for her. Maybe less so now, I guess. I guess less so. I did not know that. Yeah, I guess that's definitely a loose connection. I like that they tied it together like that. All Elden Ring players I know make complete memes with the sliders. They're playing as Sonic. That's actually perfect. I can't be mad about that. Thank you for the follow. Oh god, almost didn't jump there.
Griffin's nest. What remains of it, at least.
And it's his wife. It's okay, buddy. Welcome in, Doinan.
Female. Larvae in her wounds have already hatched. Been dead at least a week. Other Griffin must be a male.
It was just sad, that's why. I don't remember her name, but if you find her journal, you can ask Tomira about it. She tells you what happened. I likely won't, though. I'll be honest. I likely won't. But I thank you for telling me. A new Witcher thing Jinsey didn't. 100% brain achieved. We now extremely smart. I just never made the connection. I just did all the quests on their own, really. Just a cute bun. Oh. Geralt can jump and not break his legs now. I gave him the mod where he can't break his legs. In the games, Geralt's a big old softie when it comes to trolls. If you let him be. If you let him be.
Deep cuts over the whole body. Not a drop of blood on the beak or claws. Didn't defend herself. Crept up on her while she slept.
She was just trying to hang, you know? It's just not fair.
Tips worn. Gray hairs in the coat. 10, 12 years old.
If Dorgodai was here, this wouldn't have happened.
Life when young. Male must be about the same age. Thick shaft. Dense barbs. A royal griffin.
The prettiest ones.
Explains why the male I ran into was so aggressive. Hunted the Nilfgaardians down here in the forest first, then started prowling the area.
And still, do you want to read the Miraculous Guide to Gwent? I'm just asking. Okay, let's find out. Okay, hold on. Let me save the game real quick. Let's see if the you can't break your legs thing actually works. Okay, it does. Cool. Cool. Good for me. Look, I hadn't actually tested the mod yet. Actually, can I not teleport there? Isn't that faster? Yes, it is. Trolls are precious. Depends on the troll. My personal hypothesis in Witcher 3 is that remember the scene with when that peasant is punished by delivering rotten grain? I think Vesemir sabotaged the grain for Nilfgaardians. I don't think so. I definitely don't think that's a thing. Vesemir is very much a hands-off approach. He would not do something so subterfuge-like, and he definitely wouldn't want to put anyone else in danger over it, because he would know that that would come back to haunt them and not him. So not all black and white. The Lord was an a-hole. That's what led to the creation of the village in the first place. You arrested him and requested the law of first night, so every... Yeah. I know. Yeah, he's still a jackass. I feel more bad for his son, I'll be honest. But I think we all kind of did. Give me that weed. Actually, I'll pick that one up too. Vesemir, you want to go hunt a griffin?
Done all I could. Should talk to Vesemir.
Just talk though, nothing else. Only talk to him. And then just never see him again. I would love if it's somehow or someone came up on Geralt saying this all out loud and just asked him what he's talking about. He does talk out loud a lot, to be fair. Oh, you can buy his armor
for saving me.
If you want.
People say all kinds of things about witches.
He tries to say out of stuff, yeah.
Known yours to be an honorable guild.
So you managed to salvage some goods.
Yes, but I await the repair of my wagon. As time passes, my losses grow. Do you need something? I'll let it go half free.
It's a lie. It's still really expensive, actually. I don't want to open it now. I never want to open it just out of pure curiosity to see what happens. So I can buy stuff here already. I don't think I will because I am actually very poor. I would get this if I wasn't poor though, but I am. I am poor. Actually, you know what I should get?
Let me have a look at your stock.
You know what I should always get? Are you affordable? I have 90 orens. It costs 91. Hi, dragon. How much do you sell for? 1. I hate it here. I hate it here.
Take care.
Sell the Gwent book! Oh, that's so sad. It's a code that all the witches care more and share in the price of neutrality. Not messing with people.
Yes.
I want to pet the cat.
Will he venture out to inspect his grain anytime soon?
What for? Harvest is a long way off yet.
Yes. What is it, Wolf?
I'm guessing that's why you think that, but I still don't think that. This conversation just now.
Got good news and bad news. Good news first. Captain of a Nilfgaardian garrison knows where Yennefer went.
And the bad's that we have to kill the Griffin for him. What else could he want from two witchers? Go on. Tell me what you know.
Griffin's abandoned its lair. Gotta make a lure, set a trap.
And how's that going?
Because I'm pretty sure that the reason he asked is because that's where he wants to set a trap. Didn't trust waiting on State of Project for the next gen update before the Lorethrough. I already had it on my list. I had it on my list, so I play it when I play it. Got some buckthorn. Do you want it? Do you want to smell it?
Ought to work like a charm. Powerful scent.
Do you want to smell my buckthorn, sir?
City boy. Rotting meat, manure, piss. Standard smells of the countryside.
Also the city, actually.
Tredegor, hunting that Zoogle in the trash heap. You spent half the next day bathing, scrubbing yourself.
How can I forget? You ever gonna stop bringing that up?
And he'll do it again. He literally did it again. Because Tredegor was a different place.
Learned some things. It's a male. Had its nest in the Vulpine Woods. The Nilfgaardians burned the woods down, killed its mate, smashed their eggs.
It's really mean.
Thought they'd fixed things.
That they didn't.
It's always the same.
Oh, hello,
Instead
Arwen.
of sending for a professional, they try to do it themselves, only end up making matters worse. Fine. If everything's ready, say the word and we'll get to work.
Do you want a candy, Arwen? I know Ice isn't here right now, but you are owed a candy. She just bunged my hand like pet me. Pet me right now. Hey, here you go. There you go. Oh, tasty. Thank you for the follow. Do people in Canada keep chickens in city? Actually, there are 2 people near my place that hold chickens. Yes. He asked for a place where you could set up a trap. Yes, exactly. That's basically what it was, because that's where you put the sheep thing. Oh, you get another one! You get 2! Arwen is like, it is time. Hey. Another one? Yeah. Hey. I like chickens. Chickens are great. There is nothing at all wrong with chickens. Isn't that right, Arwen? Arwen's like, yes. Give me some chicken. Give me some chimkins. Time to set a trap, buddy.
I'm ready. No point in waiting. Let's find a good spot to ambush it.
Picked one out already. Other side of the stream. There's fields and a grove. Plenty of room and far enough so no one will get in our way.
Good. Meet you there.
Okay. Let me just real quick consult my listing, because I don't think there was anything else that I really wanted to do here. Oh, that's the one I wanted to do. There's one that I want to do. Singular one, but I think you can actually do it later. I think that's where it is. Arwen, I can't pet you the whole time. Actually, shall I just make a note of it here? Arwen, hey. That's the one I'm marking right now, Renfrey. That's the one I'm marking. Mipan is main quest? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Because I think that's where it is. Don't pin me down on that one, actually, because I am not certain. I'm just gonna sprint on over there real quick. And I can pet Arwen with one hand, so she's not sad. That's fair, Alice. I have actually not like fully played through The Witcher 3 in a very long time. Just bits and pieces of the stuff that I needed, and most of that stuff was like later on. I think it's this one that I marked. Hey Arwen, you want to go find the pan? There it is. There it is.
Key, ma'am?
No, not me key.
My key?
It's always sat there empty.
The correct fan location?
That night afore the battle, a man arrived, walked right in like 'twere his own. Was standing at me window, peering at the goings on. He must have eyed me, 'cause next I knew, there he was, coming my way. So I grabbed me pan for protection's sake.
Protection's
Just
sake.
asked all polite, Gran, got any birch bark by chance? Lilac berries or even a few coals? Nay, says I, and you must be right daft to pester folk at night with such foolery. But I sees he ain't listening, just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn.
Oh, I would have to move it really far, Ronnie.
In the dark, but I've got a soft heart, so I gave it to him.
So I can't really. What I can do, I think. Would that work out? Yeah. I think Ronnie wants to see the subtitles. So Arwen, I have to move things. Let me just really quickly. I will just swap these around for a second. I have to just move my entire webcam. Minus this. Oh dear, okay. Okay, let me fuss around a little bit for a second. Alright, 1 second. I will be right with you, darling. I'll put it here. Does that bother anyone at all? I hope not. Put this here. And then we put this here. Ah? Better? Just, we swapped him around. Arwen's just over here like, I just pet me. We don't need the map. Exactly, we don't need the map. It's true. Hey. Hey. Oh, you want to pet the Yennefer cosplay. I see. Keep the sponsor box in the middle. Just put it right in the middle. I think Arwen's blanket might be off again. Truly a fascinating tale, mate.
Fascinating story. Any chance you're nearing the end?
Before dawn, another rode up to the hut. But come on, only the first fella left.
Dun dun
Locked
dun.
the door, hopped on his horse, and that were all I saw of him. And me pan. 'Twere old, black with soot, not worth much, I suppose. But I've no other.
He took my pan.
Bring an
Won't
old
you help me,
widower
dearie?
pan. I could never break down that door myself. And in truth, I'm afeard to go in any room.
It's death.
Such a stench wafting out.
You're smelling death.
Methinks the other fellow. Well, that he's lying.
Yes, he's extremely dead.
Never taken
But I wanted to do this one.
Fine, I'll go
Specifically because actually it has some lore.
Just in case.
I know. Let me get my Sir. Sir! Thank you. Arwen, darling, I love you so much, but you can't sit on my lap. You really can't right now. And spoil the good lady, I will spoil her. Hey? Yeah? Yeah? Oh. There you go. And there's cat hair on my face again. Every single time. Determined to get fur on the cosplay. Well, now you're getting a candy. She already snuck around again. Oh, yes, she has. Hey. Whee. She missed it because she missed it because she was looking at my robe. Okay. Hoop. There. Now she saw it. There you go, Arwen. There you go. So, let me see. Let me see.
A corpse explains the stench.
He's super dead, is why.
Throat. He was garroted. And some old scars. Kind of soldier might have.
What's that, dear?
Nothing!
Nothing.
Nothing. There you are.
Cracked monocle. Interesting.
Interesting.
To myself, they say I'm going barmy.
See, somebody makes mention of it. Somebody makes mention of it. You can go and look here also. Oh god, I punched it. Sorry.
Documents, almost entirely burned. A few pieces still legible.
Found the pan, have you?
Let me do it in his accent. And when you arranged to meet, you fucking show up. I did, risking my life in the entire blasted operation. Ended up standing here with my plough and cock in my hands, waiting for nothing. I thought the Nilfgaardian army was better organised than that, but you... Tell that blessed Lord General yours, and me and my companions, they're all grudges, so we won't break off negotiations. But since our all plans gone tits up, this time we'll choose the time and place for the next meeting. Innit? There, I've read it now. So if you were curious, the person that was doing all this is Thaler. You fucking show up, mate. But yeah, he's Thaler. And Thaler is a Witcher 1 character. He can actually die. Hold on. Let me just fix my cosplay again, because it's doing that thing again. Listen, it's fake fur, what can I say? Thaler you meet in The Witcher 1. And he is a Temerian spy. Very good one. Very foul-mouthed one. And he can die, but it's retconned, or they're just like, no, he escaped being dead, or something. Because no matter what you do, yes, even if you carry it over your save files, he is alive in The Witcher 3. So he gets better. Yeah, it's just completely retconned. And he wrote this letter by scraping off the soot of the pan, which is why he wanted the pan. Because he had a little meeting here.
The priceless
frying pan. It's Muppets. Excuse me. Also, hi, Aunt here.
The man didn't need the pan so much as the soot off it to make ink, write letters.
Yep. He did do that. He knows he'll win the war. He's a smart lad. That's why the monocle was here, because I'm not sure if it has a description. I never really checked. Does it? Because I think you can give it back to him. But it's Thaler's monocle. He left it here.
Here, your frying pan.
Unlimited money, yes.
But mine were black with soot. And I could see myself in this one if I wanted. But them years are past.
Oh.
It was the soot the man needed. He scraped it off to make ink. Must have had an urgent letter to write. Urgently burned some other documents too.
And the other fella?
Super dead. Extremely.
Round up a few boys and bury him outside the village. Deep, so the necrophages don't dig him up. And take my advice. Don't mention this to the Nilfgaardians.
Never.
Hang about. You've earned a token of thanks.
A kiss.
Here, son,
for the road. But yeah, Thaler in The Witcher 1. You have Gwent in The Witcher 3. But in The Witcher 1, you had dice poker. And you could get unlimited money from Thaler. He had so much cash for some reason. Let me teleport right quick, because I think that's the only one that I care to do here. The origin for dollar? What? Well, he does have a lot of money, so that makes sense. I wonder if Geralt read it and was thinking, sounds like someone I know. He would think that. Scrape the non-stick juice off the pan. Look, you can probably write with grace, right? If you really wanted to. Didn't they retcon Thaler's accent as well? Yes! Yes. He was pretending to be a bumpkin. And once he trusted you, he would talk in his normal accent. It was easy to save scum, it really was. It really wasn't, Danny. Hey, buddy.
Stream, amber waves of grain. Charming place. Perfect for an ambush.
I thought so.
I know how to choose them. So, ready?
He's super dad, yeah. We're not doing the cow boss. That one takes too long anyway. He's not even lore. I'm looking for lore. Do you guys not like lore?
Now
It's
all we
the
have to do is wait. Come on. We can cower in the shade of those birches.
The windy trees.
So tell me, once we find Yennefer, what'll you do? Got your eye on a contract?
No. I'll go to Kaer Morhen.
Little early to settle in for the winter.
Snows are a way off, yes. And that's what worries me. Nilfgaard's crossed the Pontar in the east. Puts them maybe a week's march from Kaer Morhen. If they reach the valley before snows can cover the passes, well, we need to cover our tracks, hide our paths. Speaking of winter and wintering, think you'll come this year?
You coming over for Christmas, Geralt?
Might bring a guest.
This sheep. This sheep. The BDF? I'm not connecting it, I'm sorry. Aw, Ghosty. Ray! Hello, Ray. Hello.
Wait, take this.
Witchers don't use crossbows. They actually don't. This is the first time.
Won it in a card game while you ran around.
Hey, I play card games. I play a lot of card games. So the sheep in the field, real quick, because this is actually shown or talked about like once. During the Hunt of the Green Dragon, they talk about how they tried to deal with the dragon first, and I think this is actually a Polish story as well that they adapted. Oh, Bovine Defense Force. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so they adapted a story there, and it was basically a shoemaker. I think it was a shoemaker who stuffed a sheep full of poisonous herbs and stuff, and then tried to get the dragon to eat it, hoping that it would kill the dragon. And the dragon did eat it, but just got violently ill and annoyed and flew off. But as you can see, still tries it here. If you later on in Kaer Morhen, if you go to Kaer Morhen, you will see that Eskel is trying roughly the same thing, but with live bait instead. Robertson, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you so much for giving Ray a gift sub. Now you have to use my emote, it's the law. Gambling, well. It's not gambling if you have skill.
Always lectured us on the evils, but you're a gambler yourself.
Stop talking, got a Griffin.
Stop talking about my gambling addiction. Oh my god, it's a sheep. Oh no, it's not talking back. I think this is always the crossbow for some reason. It just never vibed with me. It just never vibed with me. Sir, I don't know why. Stop, dop, and roll. There you go. Okay, that works. Sure, I hit you, I guess. I'm playing on Sword and Board. It's Sword and Story. I don't have to pay attention, and you can't make me. You cannot make me. It's not that fast because it keeps dying. Okay, now it's gonna leave, I think.
Don't let it get away.
Yeah. Horsem. Oh, you left. Okay. It's okay. It can't actually run away. Oh, you're not gonna follow for me? I was gonna say, you're supposed to follow for me, sir. The Vesemir character was a little bit confused. Understandable. My friend I cosplayed as Geralt and Triss at Comic-Con a few years back. Bought a Witcher 3 picture of Geralt and Roach dragging the Griffin's head. Hung the picture for my gaming setup. Oh god, and I can't read the rest. Between replica Witcher swords. I don't have my replica Witcher sword anymore. I had to leave it. Wait, did you just...
It'll weaken soon.
This whole man dismounted just to wait for me. Only use crossbow underwater? Yeah, pretty much. That's all I ever used it for, is to kill drowners underwater. You totally beheaded the old guy with your wild swings? Well, listen, you should know that that might happen. I'm a Witcher. I swing wildly. His internal DPS is glitching. I really don't have to pay attention to combat at all on this story mode, which is fantastic. Love that for us. Hi, Francis. Hello. Good time zone.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Though
thank you for the follow.
could stand to improve some things.
Live and learn. No, like what? If you say live and learn, he starts to lecture you that you're never done learning, blah, blah, blah.
For example?
Upward vertical strike. It's too obvious.
Sir, you're the one who got hit,
But
not
more
me.
on that later. Take the Griffin's head to the black ones. I'll ready our horses.
He's like, I will lecture you more later. I'm doing extremely well. Thank you for asking, Francis. How are you? Have good food, Goldie? Splash. Love the sound it makes when he does that. Probably my favorite. Actually, can I not teleport? I keep doing this. I installed a teleportation mod just so I don't have to do that all the time, and then I don't use it. I don't know why. Leave something for the rest of us? Never. Not even once. I'm eating the whole Griffin. Well, then don't tell your brothers. Just don't tell them anything. There it is.
What the hell is this?
Right.
You take me for a blind man or a fool? This grain is rotten.
No, I didn't know.
So, a fool. Damn it, you never learn. Military Codex, Article 2, Section 3. For the delivery of defective goods, 15 lashes with a knout. Make it so.
No, no, no! By the gods, no!
Maybe it was my rotten wood stuff. Maybe it was me. What? You never know.
Who shall suck my salty
Who shall suck my salty bits? You never know. They've been really grateful. I hate portals every time you're found to teleport. It's okay. Bowman's got us. Bowman's got us.
Fulfilled my end of the bargain. Your turn. Where'd Yennefer go?
Oh, don't worry, I won't, Draken.
She was a day's ride from here the whole time, under my nose. Might have said so.
But then I wouldn't have killed a dragon. Close enough.
You would not have
Griffin.
Griffin. Tit for tat.
This is what happens when you mix up the book enough.
We are not done. It's yours, this gold. I would not want you to say you were inadequately...
See, here you can also turn down the gold, but I'm gonna take the coin. Give it to me. I will take all the Nilfgaardian coin. I will empty their treasury. As well as I can. I think this one I want to actually walk. There's some cutscenes involved. Actually, no, I can teleport partly. That should be fine. That should be fine. Ganado. She just doesn't want to see us, which is understandable. We do smell. Captain Underpants. Stop hissing at me, I'm nice. Unbelievable.
Yennefer's in Vizima.
Thank you, Francis.
A few friends there.
I'm Yennefer.
Something wrong?
Look around. Trouble brewing.
There's definitely people who compare Nilfgaard to Rome a lot because of the expansionism and the slavery, etc. and so forth. I can see that, but I'm always kind of against one-on-one comparisons between the countries. Just like Kovir has like a bunch of different influences. Actually, a lot of them are Dutch because of the canals and like the whole trade thing and the front of house thing. But Sapkowski himself also said he didn't want everything to be one-on-one compared. He took inspiration from various places, but nothing is ever just one country. It is time to go.
Time we were on our way.
And cats hiss at you, I know.
Buy some provisions for the journey, then we'll go.
And the demons, yeah, sorry, the demons also.
Just this once.
I'm not gonna stay out of it, by the way. Oh, thank you, Great Red. I'm glad to hear it.
What happened to the lilies?
Took them down.
Took them down to hang a golden sun there now.
Yes.
I cannot show Temerian colours. They'll come and burn the tavern down.
Maybe it's true what they say. You fond of the Imperials? You Nilfgaard's whore?
You want to go drink somewhere else?
I'll let that pass. I know grief eats at your heart.
You know shit. They hanged my sister, dragged her out the cloister like a dog. Said Nilfgaard's no place for superstition, that they don't fear the wrath of the gods. And you, do you fear it? If not for Annie, your child would have choked on its navel string. You owe your son to my sister attending to the birth, and you don't fear the gods' wrath. You don't fear it, you cunt!
She's just really into heavy metal. A little bit of hat banging, you know? Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Recognize this medallion? You know what it means. Back off.
You all right?
They say witches steal young'uns. That true?
Yeah, all the time. You should probably go.
Freaks. Your own land, like he did the elves once.
Get out, all of you.
We ain't going nowhere. And neither are you.
Don't know about that one, Pete.
They won't back down now.
Then we killed them all.
I can see that.
I can see that. Okay, so real quick, sorry, we interrupt this combat for lore. So the reference to the Emperor promising the elves their own country, half true, half not. He promised to give them back the Valley of the Flowers, Dol Blathanna, back in the first war. Everything kind of went badly for them, so in the second war they decided to recruit mages and they decided to recruit elves. And the elves they recruited by saying, if you fight on our side, we will give you Dol Blathanna, but your warriors, the Scoia'tael, will never be welcome there. You have to basically disown them. The only people who can live in Dol Blathanna are the elves who are older, who did not take part in the war, etc. and so forth. So really, it didn't help anybody. Yorvith makes mention of this in The Witcher 2, where he basically says there's only like a handful, I think a dozen elves have been born in Dol Blathanna because almost all of the elves living in Dol Blathanna are too old to still have children. But yeah, that's the reference of Emhyr promising the elves country, which obviously he did not promise the Witchers anything, but what he did do in The Witcher 2, technically speaking, is promise the School of the Viper to restore their school. So the reason that Letho is working with Emhyr in The Witcher 2 is because he wants to restore the School of the Viper, and Emhyr said he would help with that. A promise that he did not keep, by the way, but we will talk more about that later because we are using a simulated Witcher save file, so we should be running into Letho as well. The game audio might be a bit quiet. Is it still? Oh my god, I already put it up so loud. Hold on. Like the voice volume is already at 100. Yeah, it's already at max. I will see what I can do about this next time. I will do a little bit of changing, a little bit of differencing. Letho played by Jared Leto. Oh, please don't. Combo. Oh, I didn't kill him like that. I burnt them. It's different. Hey, you started it!
It's all right. It's over.
Leave me be! Get away!
I don't know why you'd like hold out your hand for her, because she started this whole thing, but okay. Unless he bugs out.
God save us! Be gone. And don't ever come back.
You should kill everyone here, just so that you don't know. You know, they can't talk if they're dead.
So much for not getting involved. Come on.
It's not my fault. We'll meet Big Snake Boy, yes. He's holding up elsewhere. The fire did, yeah, I didn't know anything to do with that.
That brawl, we didn't start it.
Look, it's me. Just kidding. Or am I?
Excuses, excuses. You've not changed a bit.
Hello, ma'am. My collar doesn't want to do that thing that your collar does.
Yeah. How?
I received a report about a witcher who'd appeared in White Orchard. I knew it was you, looking for me. I might have waited until you found me, but... well, you know me. Patience has never been my strong suit. It's... good to see you, Geralt. I'd even embrace you. Were you not covered in blood?
But you are, so never mind.
Wasn't expecting to see you. To be honest, this isn't at all how I imagined we'd...
I imagined a bed, honestly. a bed, like I said.
You didn't imagine you'd have a Nilfgaardian escort.
Also that, no, yeah, that also.
Wrong, Yennefer. I'm glad to see you, but I do think you owe us an explanation.
Can I fix the collar? Probably not. Probably not. I'm trying, okay, I'm trying to do the collar, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can. It doesn't want to do it. Why Vizima? Is that where your new boyfriend is?
Some charming orchards nearby, in bloom even, so you almost can't smell the corpses.
You can still smell the corpses. I made new ones.
Sadly, I must say no. You see, someone awaits you in Vizima. Someone who doesn't like to be kept waiting. Emperor Emir var Emrys, or to those on more intimate terms with him, the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes.
Which I just want to see that just once.
Among that group. Far as I remember, last time we saw each other, he wanted to kill me.
Well, now he wishes to make you an offer.
The kind one can't refuse?
Yeah, that kind.
I didn't, though I could have.
Hedgehog Man! Okay, so the last time that Geralt met Emir was by the end of, the Lady of the... No, not the end. Well, close to the end of the Lady of the Lake. And at that point, he was there for Ciri. Well, everyone was there for Ciri, but mostly Emir was there for Ciri, and because he didn't want Geralt or Yennefer to go after her to try to take her away from him again, he said, you both have to die. And the way he said that they could die was in a bath together by slitting their wrists, I think. He was like, you know, you can do it together. You can still have sex in the bathtub first and then you can go. Basically leaving it up to us because he thought that was a nicer way to go, which, okay, I guess, sir. But he changed his mind. Or rather, when he saw Ciri, he realized he could not actually do the thing that he was wanting to do, he was supposed to do. If you're wondering what he was supposed to do, he was supposed to sleep with his daughter and then have another child with his daughter. You know, honestly, you would maybe want to give him some credit for not doing it in the end, but that would mean having to give him credit at all when he did still consider it, and I don't think we're gonna do that. Queen sexy time, yes. Thank you for the follow also. What kind of dance would you want Emir to do? Definitely an Irish jig. Irish jig, yes. Average GK3 player. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Suppose I can hear him out, I guess. Whatever.
Willing to hear him out.
The Emperor of Nilfgaard, Lord of Metina, Ebbing and Gamera, Sovereign of Nazaire and Vicovaro will feel honored, I'm sure.
I don't care about him.
What about you?
He can go straight to hell.
Direction. I somehow doubt the Emperor's invitation mentioned me.
It did not.
Besides, I've got things to do at Kaer Morhen.
Fixing a wall.
Yeah, I remember. Thanks for your help, Vesemir.
Emir Houseborough confirmed. He is one hell of a piece of work.
Swift?
Can't complain. Why do you ask?
I'd like to be back behind some thick city walls as soon as possible.
Well, about that, we're about to get an introduction to another enemy. Does this work better? No, really. Cosplay is hard, y'all. Cosplay is hard. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Vesemir's gonna build a wall. He's gonna build a wall. Well, he's not even gonna do it. He's gonna say he's gonna do it, but then he doesn't do it. He's been needing to do it for a while. Since The Witcher 1. The 6 city walls. Lily! Hello! Welcome back! Thank you for the resub.
You know, I had a dream about you recently.
It was hot.
Knowing you, it was probably filthy.
Intensely.
Just the beginning. But then...
But then?
Well, this! Then this!
Suck my salty bit.
That's why they're here. Excellent, yokels. Have fun. You know, they're just elves. You can kill them. You can kill them. Dragon. Hi, Lily. He did not manifest his dream. They actually entered this realm. I will talk a bit about the Wild Hunt in a minute because I think it's important to know at least. Thank you, Danny. Get it! But you can't take them home. They do bleed. They do bleed.
Talk of this tomorrow, all right? After the audience.
We will certainly consider it.
Who shall suck my salty bits?
Oh look.
Bard's tale begins near White Orchard.
Oh my god.
My dear friend Geralt of Rivia.
Thanks. Thanks. Thank you very much for the biddies.
She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed just a few steps ahead. After many trials and tribulations, Geralt finally learned that Yen was in nearby Vizima.
Who shall suck my salty bits?
Thank you very much for biddies also, Lily. And Jaggets also. They're having such a good time with this. Relatable. Very relatable. You can almost see something more interesting, but not today. Not today.
It must suffice.
See, he has a Dutch accent. I'm not crazy, am I? He has a hard Dutch accent.
Cares if I'm clean.
Thank you, Lily. Again.
Will refer to His Imperial Majesty by his full title or not at all.
Not at all. Which is very Dutch.
Seated on the bergère.
On the bergère.
In that.
Okay, I will allow it. I will also be crazy. I thought Nilfgaard was based off the Netherlands. It's not really based off anything. Honestly. Did the dude just check if Geralt was dusty? Yes. Don't think I've ever heard a Dutch speaking English. Hello? Me? I'm Dutch? Okay, so real quick. So about the Wild Hunt, because I think it's important. So a little bit of backstory because they do show up in The Witcher 1 and there's a lot of talk about them in The Witcher 2 and obviously they're also in the books. So the Wild Hunt initially is based on the Wild Hunt as a concept. So we have that as well. In our world, it's a cavalcade of spirits that gallops across the sky and it is an omen of war. And that's very much also what the story is here, or what they make of it, because they don't know what they really are. What they actually are the NL. So the NL are an offshoot of the Anundod. At the beginning, there was only the Anundod. And they spoke the one speech, which was one type of Elvish. And then one day, one side, the NL, decided to split off and leave. They went to a different world again, a different realm, to invade that because they like invading things. And the Enshe, which are the elves that are currently in this Witcher world, they stayed behind. The NL are generally taller, and they have a lot more elven sages, apparently, according to Witcher 3. And they currently live in Tirnalia, but their main goal is to be able to travel between the worlds once more, like they used to. It's not entirely specified why it is no longer possible. You get some hints, you get some speculations, but basically after the conjunction of the spheres, it seemed that all of the roads closed. And my personal theory on this one as well is that the unicorns were initially the ones helping the Endod travel between worlds. And the unicorns are literally Ciri. That's what the unicorns are. Imagine Ciri, the lady of time and space. She can travel through time. She can travel through space, worlds, except they're unicorns. Which is also why my theory was that the Elder Blood was created using unicorn blood in experiments. That's really just a theory. A game theory, but it makes the most sense because the unicorns also very heavily imply that once they'd had enough of the NL slaughtering ways, they stopped helping the NL travel, and that's why they're stuck in Tirnalia now. And they'd already started their experimentations, they already had the Elder Blood started, So the reason they want Ciri now is to use that elder blood, which is very likely based on the blood of unicorns, to open the Art Gate. You know, the Great Gate, the gate between worlds, so they can go wherever they want, they can take over other worlds. And in The Witcher 3, it is said that they want to do that because of the White Frost. They are running from the White Frost. In the books, the White Frost is not an entity to be feared. It is just another ice age, which takes place in this realm, this Witcher world. The ice age begins again, and Avalach even says, well, you'll be okay. There will be some humans who survive because you're like cockroaches. You're not going to die. A lot of you will die, but you'll be fine. And then it'll go back around. It'll be, you know, non-ice agey again. But they retconned that in The Witcher 3 to it being an enemy, and now here the NL are running away. And then the reason that they want Ciri here now, or why Avalach wants it, is to stop the White Frost. So they're kind of expanding the amount of powers that Ciri apparently has, which... fair enough, they had to go somewhere with that, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of their whole deal. That's the entire Wild Hunt's goal, is to get Ciri. Before the White Frost, before the whole Ciri ordeal, they would still come to the Witcher world, but they would come here to kidnap people, to kidnap humans to use as slaves. And they still kind of do that. That's kind of what happened to Geralt and Yennefer. So they knew that Geralt and Yennefer were related, connected somehow to Ciri. So they first abducted Yennefer from the Isle of Avalach, which is where Ciri left them at the end of the books. Abducted Yennefer. Geralt started chasing after them, and then teamed up with Letho and the gang, found her, traded his life for hers, and then ran with the Wild Hunt for a while, which is why he lost his memory in the first place, is because he ran with the Wild Hunt for a while. He was one of the Wraiths. Eventually he made it out, obviously, but the Wild Hunt still haunts him in The Witcher 1, kind of follows him around. We learn about the whole Wild Hunt thing in The Witcher 2, but it happened before then. And then, yeah, we make it here. He remembers everything again. He remembers what happened in the Wild Hunt. And the whole point is to stop them, which is why it's called Wild Hunt. Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt is to stop them from getting to Ciri. It's kind of a big deal. This is like a kind of an overview. I will talk more about it later, because we do go to Tir na Lia later on. And then we meet a few of the NL, and there's more about the goings-on in Tir na Lia, because Ciri goes there in the books, meets Eredin, meets Avalach, and also the King of the Elders. And there's a whole deal about that, which we're going to talk about when we get there, but it's quite near the end of the game. Stopping the inevitable heat death of the universe is pretty impressive. I know. The character's magic powers changing based off needs of the plot. That would never happen. Why would you say that? We don't talk about floaty Witcher 1 Eredin. We don't talk about those either on Tir. Tir na Lia is probably a nod to Tir na Nog from Irish mythology. Very likely, yes, because a lot of Elvish names, languages, places are based on both Irish and Welsh mythology. There's a little bit of a crossover there, but I believe Anshe also means the people of the mounds. I think it's either Irish or Welsh, but yeah. No, Gels is not the King of the Elders. Gels is more of like one of the political figures in Tir na Lia right now. You will read the compliment, Jinsey. Enjoyed the dream. Triss versus Yen and Dark Souls YouTube videos, they deserve 10 times the view, and that's still too little. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we're like a viceroy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the King of the Elders was the oldest living NL. I think it was 400 something? I think it was 400s. I have to think about that one. I'm actually not super sure about that. Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Pretty much, yeah. It was Irish, yeah. So that's a lot of their stories. 600 even. God, what an old lad. Yeah, because he described it in Summers. I think it's Avalach who says it. He described it in Summers. Hello there, robot. Thank you very much. Between 400 and 600 years old. I will look it up just in case, because I do want to make sure. Something wrong with my beard?
What's wrong with my beard?
He's been staring at him for a while now.
It does.
yet it also detracts from your elegance. In Nilfgaard, we consider beards hard on the eyes. Especially beards infested with lice.
Okay, so clean the lice then. His beard looks nice.
Fine, do your thing.
I like his beard.
Tilt your head back, please, and sit still.
I will certainly consider it.
And prepare to answer some questions.
There he is.
General, I am not certain.
He does French.
Time. I can't think of a better time. Men turn honest when they feel a blade at their throat.
Fun fact, Morfran
Commander of the
is disgusting.
Before they take you in to see the Emperor, Witcher, there's some information I need you to verify. It's a formality, but one that must be seen to.
Sure. Paperwork's gotta be in order.
Can I talk about you first, sir, please?
Of Rivia. Place of birth, unknown. Parents, unknown. Age, unknown. All insignificant details. Let us proceed to more recent events. The siege of La Valette Castle.
There he goes.
The fate of the defending commander, one Ari.
Yeah, it's actually funny because in the books, after Thanet Isle, he gets teleported. Geralt gets teleported to Brokilon. And he's there with the Dryads for a while until Dandelion finds him. And one of the first things that Geralt asks Dandelion is whether or not he has a razor because he wants to shave. Yeah, Morvan Voorhis is canonically one of the emperors of Nilfgaard. He becomes Emperor of Nilfgaard. Not a very good one. he's not a good emperor, but he is an emperor. And I believe in the games they're also insinuating that Ciri should marry him, which parents unknown to you. Schmuck is to put it lightly, very, very lightly. Have a good time, TC. Morvan calling Sapkowski out with the insignificant details line. I know. No one needs to know that. No one needs to know. Teleported on a broccoli. It was very tasty. I spared his life.
We fought on opposing sides, true.
Yeah.
Then we landed in the same dungeon. Arian escaped, set fire to the castle on his way out.
It was great. It looked great.
So that is how the blade started. Our reports suggested the dragon was responsible. Moving on.
I'm afraid not, Doc. He should.
Charming Flotsam, and from there made your way to Vergen. My question is how?
French, I know. I know. Obviously, Yorvith. Thank you for the follow.
I left Flotsam with Yorvith, commander of a Scoia'tael unit.
A slayer of monsters and a slayer of men.
The slayer of my heart.
Something tells me my most interesting is yet
Thank you for the follow.
Go on, next question, before my beard grows back in.
He is...
Shall shave you again if it does.
He's a peak slime ball. 100%.
The infamous summit at Loch Muin. You were there.
Yes, I was.
And
What about it?
Meddled in the affairs of the mighty.
Helped Yorvith, obviously, because it's Yorvith.
Meddled in a personal affair. Helped Yorvith lift the spell that held Saskia.
Yes. And in doing so, gave Radovid a reason to begin his witch hunts. Congratulations.
He would have done that anyway.
We started a war, unprovoked. So do us both a favor and stop moralizing.
The gentleman must sit still.
And again, Radovid would have started the witch hunt either way.
Difficult. Because from what I know, shortly afterwards you watched a defective megascope blow your friend Sheila de Tanserville to bits.
No, I didn't. Sheila escaped because I want to meet her here. Which actually, fun fact, it is worse to let her live because then she gets captured. Thinks about Ciri, maybe I'm a villain. She escaped.
I watched her get in
She's gonna have fun.
But ultimately freed her from the trap your man Letho of Gullet had set. Write that down.
I know, Dragon.
I want to be sure the paperwork's in order now.
Well, national interest calls on one to forge difficult alliances at times. Alliances with witches included.
Like me. I'm a witcher, hello. Bug is saying hi. Hello, Bug. I gave Arwen a kiss earlier, and now Lily is here. But she doesn't really jump on the desk much. Lillers. Hi. Hi. I'm actually kind of surprised that she's here. Do you want a candy, buddy? Do you want a candy? Because your sister's gotten lots of candy. Do you want a candy? Thank you for the follow. They keep getting distracted by the ropes. Because I have ropes. I'm sorry, Litters. Here, let me... There you go. There. Thank you for the follow. I still don't like to let her escape. It's honestly, when you find her, it's so much worse. It's so much worse. I remember Voi's expectations for what Ciri was like were hilariously inaccurate. I think that might be a small callback because in the books, again in Brokilon, when you meet Ciri is actually on the run a little bit because she was set to marry, what was his name? Erval of Verdun, I believe? And before they meet each other, like a lot of royals did, they would send each other portraits. So Ciri got his portrait, he got Ciri's portrait. And they all kind of embellished it a little bit. So when Ciri went there, she was sorely disappointed with what he looked like, and he thought she looked prettier in her portrait as well, which I always thought was hilarious because the only portrait that we know of is the one that hangs in Amir's room. And that one's an interesting one, we'll say that. I am literally made of cat toys, no, it's true. Just realized something. If there's a timeline where every prevalent northern ruler ends up assassinated, Demavend, Hensel, Foltest, Estrad, Radovid? Yes. Estrad dies either way, but Kovir still has a ruler. Who does pretty well for himself. His son. So it's not all bad. Yes. Is this how you get Jinxi's cats to be interested in you? Have ropes, apparently, yeah. Well, she also ate all the candy, but yeah, there's ropes around my, they're supposed to be wound around it, but I had to take my gloves off, otherwise I can't play the video game. So, I've sent me my tapestry, please respond. That one Ciri painting is certainly not embellished, yeah, the angry tiny Ciri. Yeah, because that's when people get betrothed, apparently. They get betrothed at 10. You know, CK3. That alliance still alive? What happened to Letho? Because he's not dead.
That an ongoing alliance? What's Letho up to?
I miss my boy.
I had hoped you would answer that question.
Ah, so Letho's hiding from you. Must have a good reason. Was there a shift in national interest that might have caused that?
What gave it away?
I know where he is. Wouldn't tell you if I did anyway. Blade or no blade to my throat.
Don't even tell him that.
Your signature, please, affirming you stated the whole truth and nothing but the truth on pain of imprisonment or death, etc.,
etc., etc. Oh yeah, Meave as well.
I would ask the general to leave the room. We shall be choosing the gentleman's attire. An important matter, but one that does not require the general's assistance.
You cannot see him undressed, General. I love how he says shame.
So long,
by the way you dress, I don't think you could. I love Geralt's comment on first seeing Letho, a mountain of meat if I've ever seen one. It's true, he's not wrong. I still remember how in my first Witcher 2, I killed Letho because I was like, I need my final boss fight. Aww. I really liked...
being readied for a wedding.
Were that so, I would have prepared the gentleman a frock, a tailcoat, or possibly a dinner jacket. In point of fact, the gentleman will choose from these garments.
I really like that you didn't have to actually do a fight by the end of The Witcher 2 if you didn't want to. Any color as long as it's black.
Black, black, or black.
And white. Hello?
We do
black
not
and
like
white.
Garish colors in Nilfgaard. The gentleman will tell me once he has chosen an outfit.
Not satisfied with Saskia? Apparently, yeah. To be fair, that was a quick time event, so, you know. Okay, listen. Is it just me? Or do the ones on either side look exceptionally similar? Like the ones on the left and the right? Don't they look pretty much the same? Or am I losing it? Like, there's barely any difference. I think the only difference is like a stripe. The stripe is it, I think, and that's it. Like, when you look at it here, this is solid, and this has stripes, and that's it. That's literally it. This is a case of, corporate wants you to find the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture. So, I'm gonna do the one with that stripe, because clearly, that's the best one, obviously. Can I just have my Witcher outfit? The one thing that I always think looks so funky is that they have like the white shirt coming out from under. And it looks so weird. It looks so weird. Nah, the lower part's not different. Lower part's not different. I guess the trim is different. The trim is different, for sure. Tuck in your shirt! Exactly, exactly. Vastly different. Thank you for the follow. Anyway, let's go follow this poor man.
Black suits the gentleman. Does the outfit satisfy the gentleman?
It does not, but it will have to do. It's really amazing to hear someone as nerdy about the topic as myself. Well, hello. Welcome in.
A studded doublet and a sword on my back. That's what would satisfy me.
And why not both, to be honest? Brandon, thank you so much for using Prime here. Thank you very much.
It's a saying. So what now? Powder my nose?
I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them.
The gentleman's complexion.
You're pale enough, he said.
The gentleman is to stand before the ruler of the North and South. I must confirm that he knows how to bow.
I'm not poor, I know how to bow. No. Do it anyway. I've been waiting for this playthrough for some time now. I never bow for him.
Hand flat.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Down, chin to chest. The gentleman will rehearse.
The gentleman will not do what he's supposed to do. This is absurd.
Gotta be kidding.
Not at all. I am mortally serious. Does the gentleman know the penalty for breaches of etiquette in the Emperor's presence? 200 lashes.
And he can certainly try.
Upon him. So I will not let him leave until I am
Hi,
confident
Auntie.
he knows how to behave.
I mean, definitely all my hands at the side. Honestly. I think he's so funny when he gets upset. I'm sorry.
Lacking fluidity and grace.
Sounds like a sentence that one does not survive. I don't think so either.
Come with me.
Should have let us T-pose on him here. Let me flex on him, please.
The gentleman will address the Emperor only when asked to.
I will do no such thing.
Appropriate title.
Not a chance.
Arch magnificency.
I see the gentleman is in the mood for jests. I fear the Emperor might not share his disposition. Your Majesty will.
Sounds like a he problem again.
Loudly, clearly, and with respect.
I don't think I'll be doing that, actually. Thank you. Gets me through the time till they release the next-gen update. Wasn't it supposed to already be out, actually? I know, poison is not as bad, Jagged. Nah. Don't think I will. Sup?
Your Imperial Majesty.
Arer ep do orde.
Rebellion namen, Vatkan favort.
I really like how, I forget his name, sorry, the voice actor for this, for Emir. He makes Nilfgaardian sound fluent. He's not making it sound like a made-up language. Which I love. Charles Dance, thank you.
Haven't mastered the basics of etiquette.
Know what they say? Can't teach an old wolf new tricks.
Also, I don't want to do it. Geralt's most favorite outfits.
Take it you didn't summon me to reminisce about the good old days, so...
Silence. My daughter Cirilla, she's returned. And she's in danger.
Look at her!
Hunt pursues her.
So pretty.
You will find her and bring her to me.
Why?
How many men in your army? 20,000? 30? So why me?
You know why. because she trusts you.
Which is why you can't have her.
She trusts me, yes. So tell me why you're looking for her. Doubt it's about making up for all those lost years.
For reasons of state, as always.
Oh, stop using that phrase, you jerk.
Enough of this banter. You will agree regardless. If for no other reason than because I shall pay you. More than you customarily receive for a contract. Considerably more.
Only doing this for Ciri. I will show you guys her meeting him, by the way, but that's not the save we're going with because it's stupid.
Save your generosity for those whose homes your armies have razed. I'll do it for Ciri, not for your gold.
Your motives do not interest me. Only results.
He's such an enky little man.
This audience is finished.
Because you're her actual dad. I know.
Take him to the sorceress.
Now he's going to be upset with me because I didn't bow.
The gentleman not understand. Did I not emphasize adequately that one must bow to the Emperor?
Did I emphasize I didn't care?
Happened.
To the gentleman. But I shall be punished.
How?
Please keep close and bother no one. I've had enough breaches of etiquette for one day.
You could have been nicer to me. Maybe I would have bowed, but, you know, not this time. Don't be so prickly, I know. Is your curse coming back, buddy? What's really amazing is that Ciri held that grumpy face for the hours and hours it would have taken to paint that portrait. She was very upset. Still really sad that they destroyed a lot of this. It looks so nice. As he deserves. Should be a prequel and Geralt and team should not make an appearance. I will not be taking arguments or suggestions at this point. I think... I do think that this is like the place, the area where you can find the information about... Or is that in Oxenford? About Ada. I think you can also play someone for Gwent here at some point. Being the kind of kid that hated taking pictures, I can fully relate to Ciri in the painting. I relate to her in general, I'll be perfectly honest.
Yes, then transcribe. The true authority in Novigrad is...
This is the guy you want to talk to if you want to get caught up on events, but you have me, so you don't need to.
Geralt.
Yeah, so it was an ER, right? Yeah.
Smashing.
Dying to take it off.
Entirely.
Consider that a proposition under different circumstances. One I might even take you up on. But we've matters to attend to. Now do you understand why I'm at Emir's court?
And seems we're in the same boat now. Ciri, she's really back? No chance he's mistaken?
Look, that's more or less what she looks like now. Or so our agents claim. Our little witch has grown.
You're missing some parts. Like a scar. Yeah, all grown up. I'm not gonna antagonize her because I love her.
She's grown up.
I love her.
It's been years since you trained together at Kaer Morhen. A great deal has changed.
You haven't. Not a bit.
God, I look ridiculous without the beard, I'm sorry.
Those awkward compliments of yours. But let's focus on Ciri, alright?
Right. You said the Wild Hunt's after her. I'd find that hard to believe before what happened yesterday. How did they track us down?
Because of me.
Magic!
You see, I've spent months searching for Ciri, using locating spells, haruspicy, geomancy, anything, really. I knew the Wild Hunt might sense it, perhaps even find me, but I thought I'd trick them.
How'd that work out?
Well, I guess you were wrong.
Bellico.
My trail, hunting me for some time. If not for you and Emir's soldiers, they'd have gotten what they were after. I can't risk another encounter like that. It's time to put away the magic, turn to more traditional methods. To the best tracker I know.
Oh, compliments. I love it.
You must find her, Geralt, before the Wild Hunt does.
Okay. What's the Wild Hunt want from Ciri? Oh, I ask. No, I don't.
Where's Ciri been seen exactly?
Please.
In 2 places.
We've been over this.
Velen and Novigrad. The trail in Velen is very promising. You should make that your first stop. Ask for a merchant named Hendrik at the inn at the crossroads. One of the Emperor's agents. He should get in touch with you.
Cat.
That's it? No passwords? Secret handshakes?
None. Sorry to spoil your fun. Your boyhood fantasies about the crafts of the trade.
Oh, don't worry, he's already dead anyway.
All we have in Novigrad are unconfirmed reports, rumors. But there you will have the help of our mutual acquaintance. Triss Merigold. Apparently she's got a cozy flat on the main square.
Cozy?
Sure, she'll be delighted to see me. What about you? What will you do?
I shall sail for Skellige. There was a magic explosion there recently, blew half a forest down. I believe this had something to do with Ciri.
I believe you're right.
Join me there once you've learned something.
Time to get going. The reason she didn't contact her is because of trying to amnesia. He forgot about me and the Triss thing. Basically, if you click before we part, why didn't you contact me earlier? We're all gonna loudly complain about our relationships. Which, no, thank you. This time I've usually only completed White Orchard.
Split up again.
How so?
But I understand. Clock's ticking.
It is indeed. So why don't I teleport you to Velen, get you there at once?
Not gonna happen. I'll go on horseback as soon as I can get changed.
Have it your way? Oh, and you really look quite dashing in black velvet.
Honestly, I feel like they should know that she's no longer there.
Some of my armor lined with it. Good luck, yeah.
Highlander, hello.
And if
I do everything.
What happened in the world while you and Vesemir roamed the wilderness, talk to Ambassador Varatra. That's him over there.
Ah, that's cool. I'm good.
Geralt, I know it's wartime, but try not to be a hero, all right? Just check those leads and come back to me.
I will consider it.
Peace. I shall be waiting.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do every single small thing in the game because I would literally be playing nothing but The Witcher for a year, and I am not super here for that. I'm afraid.
Directly out of the Nordling tank.
Can I already play with them?
Serve the gentleman
by returning my things.
And you too, Great Red.
Citrus and cloves.
I have things to do.
This will keep the gentleman's robes fresh somewhat longer.
Thanks, bunches.
The Emperor is not known for his patience. He wants his daughter back safe and sound, as soon as possible.
Have I listened to you before?
Mentioned something of the
Don't think I did.
So long.
I don't think I did, sir. I would rather be a sorcerer, personally. Specifically because witchers are a lot easier to, oh god, what's the word for that? To recognize? So if you walk in somewhere as a witcher, people know you're a witcher. Hey there, noble boy. Hey, you wanna play Gwent? I said I wasn't gonna play Gwent, but I'm gonna play Gwent anyway. I don't actually know if he's very strong.
Rounds of cards.
Hi. Oh, you wanna see Lily? You wanna see Lily who is behind me? You're like, why is Lily there? Why am I not there? Hey? She sees her sister. He's very strong. We're still gonna try. I don't know that I have a very good deck right now. I don't really. I didn't believe you when you said you wouldn't play Gwent. I'm sorry. Listen, I made it to my milestone already. So they want to immediately know you're a sorcerer. I will just not teleport. I will just not teleport. That's fine. Play me. I want that one in here, please. And then I will remove that one. There's one other. I can also remove that one, I think. That should be all. Okay. I don't remember not beating him, so... What don't I want here? Oh, these are actually not that bad. I think these are actually my lower ones. You can go too. Okay, I got 2 blue stripes, so that's good, that's good. I got my Stennis. That's all I need, really. That's all I need. I like the idea of being a monster slayer without the mutations, like Ike. Arwen! You can't sit on my... No, you can't sit there. No. My cosplay! It's black, Arwen! It's black! No, I didn't see what he did. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Look at 3 random cards. Oh, okay. I don't care about that. Arwen's like, I want to be there. Have you ever watched the Griffin reviews review of Witcher 3? No, I don't actually watch much YouTube. I'll be perfectly honest. Shall I try to just get him here anyway? I'm gonna. Oh, you're gonna do it? Samesies. Samesies, sir. Because he's gonna play that one next, and I'm gonna play it again too. Did you play the Odim tournament? In the game? Thank you for the follow. She wants to play cards, yes. Sorry, you're not gonna beat me. I need you to understand this. She's looking at my hands like, I wanna touch the hands. I wanna touch the hands, please. I think he's probably gonna pass after I play this. Do I want to play still then? Oh, he's not even. That makes some sense. That makes some sense. Do I want to overplay for that? I'm gonna let him play. Okay, I'm gonna let him play. Jinzy discovering why Yen summons birds instead of cats. They would just be all over her constantly. Okay, that's good. I have 3 of these. You can have it. You can have it. It's time back and I see Gwent, please. Are you surprised? Hi, Scar. Hello. Welcome back. Immediate pass. Immediate Zoltan. Erwin. I have 3 blue stripes. You can't win. You really can't. It's simply the best. Yeah, and hopefully someone's proper birds. Please, yes. I can still deal with that. I can still deal with that, sir. I just need to make sure he doesn't have frost. He might frost. We'll see if he frosts. Arwen! I don't know that he plays frost at all. Unless he has a dragon, he does not. And I think even... okay, that's good. So he plays his frost early. That's good for me. Arwen, I can't pay you right now. I'm sorry. No panting. Another one. I'm not sure what I'm gonna summon back. I'm honestly not so sure. And you put yourself in there? Oh no. Okay, let's hope he doesn't have... If he has another frost, I am screwed, to be honest. If he has another frost, I'm screwed. I don't want him to have another one. Thank you. Okay, what are we getting back? Let's see, that's just a 6. I think a 6 is all we're getting, really. Sure, we'll put you down. That should be enough! Watch him frost again. Okay, thank you. I don't think they have scorches this early in the game. That's the thing. I don't think they do. I know for a fact that he wouldn't have Villain Triton Mirth. Thank you for full test. Vest should also have the blue stripes ability normally. Does Vest even play Gwent? Actually, I think I can go to my Gwent deck. Yes. Because I think I got the full test that I actually want now. Which is this one. Thank you very much. That's a much better one. Let me travel away. I can go here whenever I want. I would like to go to here. Thank you.
Geralt and Yennefer were reunited, but something even more important happened in Vizima. Geralt learned that Cirilla, his one-time ward, had returned from afar, and she was in danger. He was to find her at the Emperor's command and Yennefer's behest.
How much do you know about Vess? Because she has a very sad story herself, also. Just so you know, she does not have a very happy story either. The lowest one, Kane. We're just going for story. Loved Witcher 3 Gwent, but not good at it. Usually set the Gwent level to easy. I really like Gwent in The Witcher 3. I think eventually it becomes easy for you because you will win enough cards. The moment you have at least 2 spies, you will generally win. The moment you have Amalach, you always win. Hi, Velf. Hello. Yeah, that's certainly a hanged man tree. That's what it is. Fess has so much trauma. Witcher 3 Gwent is kind of unpredictable, especially in Gwent-related quests. Yeah, that's why you just collect all of them. Best part of the game starting right now. Is it? Is it? I don't know what my favorite part of the game is, I'll be honest. I do really like the Bloody Baron. The quest for the Bloody Baron. But for me, I'm gonna be honest, the DLCs have my heart. Hearts of Stone, Blood and Wine. I don't want to use my character points. I'm simply too powerful. Please stop telling me about it. Thank you. Oh my god, they won't. Okay. I have to do it because they're obnoxious about it. Didn't I turn off tutorials? Didn't I say I don't want to see tutorials? Didn't I say that? Did you just decide not to? Because I want you to be off. I think it's in gameplay. No! Get out of here. Thank you. DLCs are magic, they're so good. Blood and Wine was my favorite, both visually, lore-wise, and quests. I relished seeing my boy again. Your guard set becomes OP. It really does. Oh, it's this guy. Have fun dying! I hope you enjoy dying, because I hate you. Bye! He's a bandit, don't worry about it. He can go. Hope he gets et soon. I like Vellum, but the depressive stuff can get too heavy without a balance. It's true! That's why I play Gwent. So I can be happy. As long as I have Gwent, I will be happy. That's all I need. DLCs are also my favorite. The rest of the game is nice, but Blood and Wine especially is my favorite part of the game. Blood and Wine is just so weirdly cozy. Weirdly cozy. They're gonna find your pig, don't worry. Hey, what's up? It's me, your best friend. I turned off your candle. Bye.
Looking for a man goes by Hendrik.
What do you want with him?
A hug. No, I want a hug. Love.
Something strong.
I literally just want to talk about life, I guess. Still have 1 question mark in Skellige because I just couldn't reach it for this reason? Oh no! It's when you get the console commands.
You gotta go. I'll open the back way for you.
I haven't finished my drink. It's a good drink.
Haven't finished my drink yet.
Innkeep, vodka. Who's this?
Brave warrior, looks like.
I killed these guys in my first playthrough, made everything so pointlessly difficult.
Great boy. What's the point of having 2 swords?
Murdering faster. Obviously.
Keeps an extra prick in his trousers too.
You fucking deaf. Gonna say who you are? Or do I need to loosen your tongue with me knife?
I also prefer scaring them here. I'm a witcher.
A witcher. Heard you wondering about my swords. Well, one's for monsters, the other for humans. Only got 1 prick, though, in case you're wondering about that, too.
My beard grew back very fast.
Don't even look at him. Worse than lepers, that lot.
Saw one in action once. Killed a half dozen. Blood everywhere. Freak didn't even show a drop of sweat.
Got the stench of corpses on him.
If you want a rest, come with me. On the bench you can
I've got such a nice bench for you, lad. I listened to podcasts and ended up with no more question mark.
With what looks like his son.
That's usually how I get through work as well.
Thanks for not starting a row with those.
I could have murdered them, though.
Generally poke my nose in other people's business.
But I poke my sword in them instead.
Stay the night?
No. I'm looking for Hendrik.
Man lives in Heatherton.
Don't know where that is.
Other side of the hill. Looked that away this morning, saw a strange glow.
Imperials on the raid, perhaps.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Anything else you can tell me about Hendrik?
Like, is he dead?
Arrived
Yes.
who knows where and for no apparent reason. Shacked up with a widow whose husband was stabbed for a scrap of bread.
Baron's men don't like strangers.
It's not boots.
Aye, he stays out of their way. Always seems to know when they're coming. Always manages to disappear.
Thanks, Innkeep.
It's because he's a spy. He's a spy. The carpet on the wall looks very like what we have in the living room. It's cozy. Is that not the secret tunnel? Very disappointing. It really should have been. Oh god, no, that's the pigsty. Well, I guess I belong there, maybe. Yeah, never know. I was just reading about Vesen in the first chapter of The Witcher 2. Vest kills Geralt in the dungeons if he attempts to attack Roach. Yes. You can die several ways very early on, honestly. And Vest does not care. Vest really doesn't care. You can die talking back to Yorvith as well. Thank you for the follow. If you meet Yorvith for the first time in the clearing, the Alakas clearing, and you basically talk smack to him, tell him that his cause is stupid and his plan is stupid and things like that, you get shot, you die, right there on the spot. Dying in Witcher 2 is very easy. Oh, you popped in a little bit late, didn't you? They're trying. They're giving it a go. Alright, well, I hope everything goes well. See you on Wednesday if you're around. If you tell him the truth, basically. Yeah, kinda, honestly. And he knows, but here's the thing. He knows the truth. He just doesn't want to outwardly say it because when you... Okay, if you befriend him, you give him his sword back in The Witcher 2, if you give him his sword back during the row, and then you don't side with him, but you do find him later on in Vergen, he actually tells you. He's like, yeah, no, everything's lost. If you're not his friend, he will say we're fighting to the end. Like, he's just extremely proud, like all elves.
Air's strange. Like dropping into a deep cellar on a hot day. Like a mist.
You know, it's very wild hunty. God, Igni, you're amazing. I love you. Was there supposed to be a Squirtle storyline in Witcher 3? Yes. We will talk about that, don't you worry. We will talk about that.
Calm down. It's over.
Now and find out I was dreaming all of this. Or like Poe said, a dream.
That's such an on-point sound for this. Hi, Thundas! Welcome back to Keep Further Resub. We're actually nearing the end for today's stream. I'm so sorry.
Never to be restored. I'll not forget that ever.
Should have had Hendrix in Gwent as a spy, yes? And the town would have kicked him out and then the Wild Hunt would not have found. That's true.
Supposed to live.
They would have known.
Aye, he did. No longer. They nabbed him.
If only they played Gwent.
If you'd have heard the cries, sir. If you'd have heard how a man can scream.
Loudly. Thank you for the follow.
Suffer.
Tell me what happened, buddy. I am all ears.
Step by step.
A little bit of eye.
Took 'em all.
I actually really like this cutscene.
The sun was waning, see, and the dusk went crimson like blood. Thought to myself, strange, the toads, I cannot hear them.
This is such a good cutscene. Like, I really like the atmosphere in this.
Save terror through and through. Hendrik screamed. Then he begged. By the end, he could do naught but moan.
love how that guy just comes over like, oh no, Mary, it's okay. Don't worry about it. He'll get better. He's such a spiky boy. Look at him. What a spiky boy. Hendrik was targeted, yes.
Weren't here long, the terror.
For Ciri, always.
The village froze like in the heart of winter.
You in that hut when they rode off?
No, and I'll not set foot there. Never.
Farewell, and peace of mind to you.
I hate huts at this point. I just hate huts. It will be on the VOD channel, Ayub. I will try to be very on point with uploading them. Okay, so I think that was in his boots, wasn't it? Hi, buddy. You're looking, you know, you could have had better days, I think, actually.
Missed something.
Might be something in his boots. You know what?
Check his boots.
I'm feeling his boots.
Blood congealed.
Edgelord Breaglass.
Hidden in his boot. Gotta fit a keyhole. Somewhere nearby, hopefully.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? It's underneath, but it never really shows itself unless you do the Witcher senses. Erden purposefully left a witness to spread terror. Honestly, I like it.
Gotta be a space under this rubble.
And it would make sense.
Do some cleaning.
You have to leave some survivors, otherwise there's never going to be any myths about you. Just fall down, buddy. You're good. This is the woman that we will be looking for. Tamara Stranger. Don't worry, we'll find her later. Let me go and do this. There you go. Geralt is also omniscient when I play him, I guess. Is this the only non-playable retelling cutscene from an in-game character? I guess partially the Bloody Baron isn't playable. I'm thinking. No, there's also parts, that one part where Ciri is found by the ladies, that's not playable for a bit. You just see, and then it becomes playable only when she runs away. Craven also, well, you play a Ciri through his, I guess. So I guess that again, that everything's like a partial thing. Okay, I think there's supposed to be some notes. Yep, there's the notes.
A ledger. Payment for a sack of grain. Amount due for a charcoal shipment. Hendrik was masquerading as a merchant.
And also making bank. He was like masquerading.
Notes among the ledger entries. Clever.
You have to read through the whole ledger to find all the notes. Have fun!
Interesting heading.
Yes, yeah. Well, I know what you mean.
Missing and wanted. Subject appeared in Skellige. Also sighted in Novigrad. Appearance unchanged. Ashen hair. Scar on her face.
But we didn't put that in the drawing.
With others.
No.
Drunken swine. So-called Baron hosted subject at his castle. Or should I say, illegally appropriated fort. Reason unknown. Talked to Baron at Crow's Perch. Clashed with a witch. Subject landed in swamp. Encountered a witch. Conflict ensued. Cause unknown. Find the witch. Talk to the peasantry. Village of Midcopse. Caution advised. I'm being observed. Don't know by whom or why. Unsettling signs.
Anyway, then he died.
Water in bucket froze solid. Strange glow observed in the sky. Ill omen peasants.
And still he didn't run away. He's not smart.
Now they learned Hendrik was looking for Ciri. Thus the torture. I'm too late. My only leads, the Baron and some witch.
Some witch. Don't worry, we'll sleep with one. You'll be okay. I want to say that, sure, that the Bloody Baron quest is very likely the longest quest in the game, all in all. Because it has so much to do with it. And because I didn't kill his dudes, I can actually just walk in and he won't be mad. But we're gonna do that next time, because I think that's probably a good moment to end it. Because then next time we will introduce ourselves to the Baron, and he'll tell us that we are actually kind of a funny little dude, and maybe he likes us. That's basically the entire relationship there. Ah! I like my outfit today. Does that count? Does that count? I've been waiting for this game for so long and I missed the stream. I'm sorry. We're gonna continue again on Friday. So I have commands for that now. I just didn't use them yet today. I did. Honestly, I feel like I made a lot more progress than I thought I was gonna do. Guess Horizon Forbidden West is now farther down the list. Oh, very. We're gonna play Elden Ring after The Witcher 3. So if you are here for the Lorethrough only, then that is on the Mondays and the Fridays. This Thursday, we're also going to have a podcast, which will be between 1 hour and 2 hours long, which will also be very much Witcher related. It will not have my face in it, but it will have my voice in it, and also Dark Raven's voice. And on Wednesday, we're playing some Stardew Valley, because, you know, we need to relax after doing monster slaying and stuff. Flemeth, I'm so sorry you got here just as I was ending. I'm sorry. We did. Thank you, Bowman. It's almost 4 hours, Flemeth. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll see you on Friday. Relaxing after monster slaying is always a good idea. I thought so also. Hi, Lionheart. I'm sorry you got here just as I ended. I'm very sorry. But y'all should also go check out Lionheart, and also he uploaded today, I do believe, the last episode of So You Think You Know The Witcher. So you can watch that as well if you like, and maybe watch some of his other stuff because it's very good. And I will see you all next time. Have a very lovely rest of your day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the Yennefer cosplay and my face wearing it, even though I wasn't wearing a wig. I will not be wearing this on Friday. I hope you will still enjoy it. Until next time, everybody. Va fail.